reversion coming in on the market.
Wow, something's going on with Google.
Anything crazy? Google.
We are now $2 in the money. So Google is going ham sandwich right now. Wow, we are now at 2.5. There's a headline. We're at 2.5 times daily goal right now, just alone on Google. Google's quantum funding, blah, 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 something like that. Let's go, Google. Let's go to the upside right now. It's a party in this joint right now. Bang, $2 in the money. We just gave that to you. It's Google. Here we go, man. All right. Google unveils quantum computing breakthrough.
That's huge.
Computing algorithm.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
This is something else. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Great.
What a show.
Great trading.
What a show. Let's go back over to these guys. Thank you for putting up with me. I'll see you guys at 2 p.m.
Take it easy.
Boom, boom. Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy, Joey Options, and I'm Sharif. And let's just cut the crap, Joey. Here it is. Let's get to the headline right away. Here it is, Assassino. Google said it has developed a computer algorithm that points the way to practical applications for quantum computing and will be able to generate unique data with AI. The algorithm, called Quantum Echoes, which runs the company's quantum chips, is 13,000 times faster than most sophisticated classical computing algorithms on supercomputers. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Google is rocketing up as we speak, Joey. It is about to take out 257. We've seen this story before with Willow. That wasn't that long ago, so we're going to keep an eye on this story, but this is the headline right now being reported by, I don't even know who this person is, Max Cherney. In any event, it's hitting what's called the wire right now, and the market's reacting right to it. So let's just get to what we're supposed to do. Regular scheduled programming, rookie trader, why not? And Gary F, we got Charging Bull. We got Mimi P, shout out to Kirk D as well, and all things Trump. We got Nygaard and Jaguar Nut. We got Kirk D and P Mac. Who else, man? Brian Fritz, the Tranquil channel. I've told you many times, you know, between the Katina man and myself, there is going to be no Tranquil on this channel. Shout out to Benton. Come on, you Gunners. Your boy scored a brace yesterday. Yo, Crash. Safe. We got Matthew Moore and Yannick Nesbitt. Dr. Darkroom, Grey Worm, and Black Hawk JP. But Joey, we have some business to take care of right now. It's somebody's birthday, right? Ram, come over for a second. Just come over for a second, Ram. We have to gift you something. So it's Ramin's birthday. You guys may all know her as Ram. So very seldomly do we actually call her Ramin, right? It's Ram to most of us. So Ram, remember when you went to Saudi and I asked you, please bring me back some Dubai chocolates, and you came back empty-handed?
Yeah.
Well, here you go, girl. Here's some Dubai chocolates for you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Raymond.
What are you eating right now?
And if you want to feel like sharing some of those later.
You guys already eating.
Well, I've never even tried those. Okay. So, like, I wouldn't mind having some.
Ram ate the full bag of chocolate.
Throw up. Throw up your love for Ram in the chat. She's obviously some of the brains behind the operations. We want to shout out Ram and wish her a happy 25th birthday. It is her 25th, so show her some love there in the chat. We're going to pause for a quick second. We got to go to the big desk.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of news specifically for Meg 7 stocks that I just really quickly want to run through. Here, Apple releasing some new products, including the iPad Pro 14-inch MacBook Pro and the Vision Pro headset. So some Apple product releases. Of course, Google with the quantum story. Sharif and Sean certainly ran over that, but it is worth noting this was actually published here in Nature Journal, which is a British science journal. So it looks like Google actually doing this themselves, not a report. That's always a good look here. And then last but not least, Microsoft apparently confirming that its next generation Xbox will be premium, high-end curated experience, quote unquote, and also likely to be a little bit more expensive. So MSFT AAPL GOOGL, all with some announcements as we send you back to the Bash Brothers.
Right, Joey.
Xbox.
Let's just get right to it. BYND's halted down. Okay. So this is going to be one of the ones I'm focusing on today. Bottom right of your screen, BYND. I'm going to have to put the 10-minute on here because the 5 minutes not fitting it in. Sorry, Assassino? Yes, absolutely. So BYND halted down to 592. But guys, I got to remind you that a great percentage of you that are actually watching right now are not actually subscribed. And that always makes me super bewildered, right? 78.5 subscribed, 21.5 not subscribed, Joey. We would be like in forever in your debt if you could hit that subscribe button. It certainly helps the algorithm, helps YouTube, but you know, boost us to more people. And obviously, the more people we get, the more we invest, and the more we invest, hopefully, they get something out of the investments that we're making.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you subscribe, you might even get my algo. You gotta be subscribed.
This guy has been nonstop talking about his algo, but for good reason. He's really making good refinements. I want to shout him out.
Shout out.
Good look there, Joey. Joey, what are you looking at today, man?
Yeah, man, I got a lot going on. Full disclosure, we were rocking and rolling earlier in the day, but we're like, hey, man, let's shooters got to shoot in, and we're red now on the session, but we got some pretty good trades on right now. We're not going to complain whatsoever. First, we're going to go to Adara, then we're going to get back. Let me center this here and get more in the game, and then we'll talk about my trades.
Now let's talk about General Motors here. GM, as you can see, did have a little bit of a push up, though it's given some of this back. Now this story does partially include Google. We know GOGL just popped on that quantum news. General Motors apparently going to start including Google Gemini's conversational AI in their vehicles starting next year. They're also aiming on to launch eyes-off driving features starting in 2028 with the Cadillac Escalade. So interesting look there. Hands-off driving and a Google AI conversational feature team up there for GM. Going to be on watch here. Back to you.
All right, cool. Good stuff. Thank you very much for that, Adara. All right, let's break down some of these trades here on today's session. To start it off, we were thinking long. Google, I heard some news on it last night. Why is it popping? We take it, boom, get stopped out. But then, no hesitation nation around here. We get right back in, bam, 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 and take that up. So that's how we started. And then also, tried something on the TQs, and I'm like, you know what? We'll take one stab at this to see if it works, and it did not. But beautiful signal there. You got to go with the flow on that one. Came into VWAP, rejected, tightened up the stop a little bit, got out of that one. And then Tesla doing your boy a little dirty this morning. Crazy. Literally, liquidity grabbed me right at the lows. See, the correct stop loss here, guys, is at 1949. So 1950, we'll call it flat, and then you get that move up there. Here, I was super, extremely aggressive. Really, really aggressive on that front, and that didn't work out for us. And then now, we're in some Amazon. Excuse me. And we added, just because a little bit below the volume weighted average price. But off of those lows, bang, 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 you take a little bit off there. Now we're rocking and rolling. And I mean, this is definitely saving a big portion of the day because that gives me a little bit more breathing room. So let's see if we can break this downtrend here on AMZN. I'll pull it up here so we can see it on a better chart. What's up, brother?
Yeah. Here we go. Joey, have you ever tried these?
No.
Never tried them? They're stuffed with pistachios.
Oh, I'm not.
Is that another thing that you don't like?
No, no.
My bad, bro. I didn't mean to dunk on you.
See, the thing is, that's all right. Hey, man, once in a while you get dunked on. But again, we try to do most of the posterizing around here. What's up? What?
Ramin's asking what's wrong with him. That's nothing wrong with him. He's just peculiar with his food.
Yeah.
This is really good, Joe.
I'm gonna try it.
Try that
I'm gonna try it here.
This is really good,
listen,
dude.
Okay, boom. Katina Man, hit the what's for lunch there for me.
Katina Man, are you?
Hit the what's for lunch, brother. He's locked in. All right. I remember that, man. Then we'll do this even better than what's for lunch.
What do you got, Joey? Boston again. Okay. You've been loving that one lately, Joey.
It's not bad. They're good.
You don't like pistachios?
I don't mind pistachio. All right.
As a Middle Eastern man, I'm contractually obligated to like pistachios.
Okay.
If I was Turkish, I'd be even more contractually obligated.
Those guys love it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, there it is. There it is here. Probably doesn't like. Oh, whoa. Chill, high tech.
They coming at you in the chat, Joey?
Boom, now you know.
They're coming at you, aren't they?
They're always coming at me. That's all right, man. But see, the thing is, though, I just dodge everything all the time. So there it is.
He's Joey Hands, but he's also, Joey Slick.
Amazon there with the ad. It's starting to climb a little bit higher there, Sharif. Coming back in. But I like our chances to potentially break the volume-weighted average price. Let me get back to what I initially started. What's up, Lil Mama? Joey hiccups. Yeah, I know. I'm always hiccuping. You noticed that. So, but here it is, this trend line. Let's see if we can break this to the top side. I'm glad that we got out of that trade yesterday on AMZN in the 20s, and then now it's just slowly starting to cool off a little bit. But I like our chances for somewhat more of a recovery. Unless VWAP's going to act somewhat as a brick wall, then we have to be cautious about that, Shreve.
All right, Joey, a couple of positions here. Let's get right down to them. BENF. This one came into VWAP and it started showing me a rounded bottom. I do perceive resistance between 120 to 125, so I'm on the lookout for a rejection. We are at resistance right now on BENF, and this is a big boy. It's up 136% on the day. It's a dollar stock. I feel that it's cleared $1 though, substantially by a substantial amount. It's $1.37. It drops from that 37, holds the dollar and the volume weighted average price, and that's the beautiful thing about this one. The volume weighted average price and the dollar are overlapping. That means that they're basically at the same price. So hopefully that gives us some more support. Whether or not we get it, we'll have to wait and see. So we taking a couple of prints on this one. BENF, the one I'm talking about right now, but finding resistance at that expected area at 120. The other one that I'm involved in, NUAI, I was involved in this one multiple times, I believe last week, and maybe even earlier this week. Shout out to the person who called this one out in the chat. I didn't actually have eyes on this one until it took out that high of the day, or sorry, until it got into Greensville. And the reason I say that is it was trading below 4 1/3, and that's the break-even point. That's yesterday's closing print on NUAI. So those are the ones I'm keeping that I'm involved in right now, but I'm keeping an eye on many others. Let's talk about the ones that I'm most optimistic about. PLTZ or Z, shout out to my Americans out there, as well as GSIT. PLTZ I like because it came right into that 10 EMA, showed me a doji candle, a candle of indecision and or a reversal candle, and then put in a gnarly green candle to make a new high. And it looks like it's a few pennies away from that 765 high of the day. That interests me greatly. GPRO as well has been generally respectful of the trend over here, save and except for this area at 1030 where it lost the 10 EMA as well as the volume weighted average price. Upon further analysis, this one seems like it's more trading off the 20 EMA as opposed to VWAP or the 10. That may change. Let's see what this current candle does at 1110. Does it hold up at the 10, or are we going to get a deeper retracement into that 255, 257 area in the same way that we got that 20 EMA retracement at 1025 and 1030? So that's what I'm looking out there. I'm also keeping an eye on a possible double top. The double top, to me, is confirmed upon the break of the neckline, and that neckline is broken at around 246, two mid-40s. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on at the moment. It looks like, though, NUAI coming into a bit of a resistance area here. I'm going to take this opportunity to add a little bit, and I will continue to add into the 10 EMA on the 5, which is showing me mid to high 50s right now, 4 to mid to high 50s. So if it holds up there, that sticks with my plan, and we'll try to ride this one maybe through 5 if it allows me. Last but not least over here, GSIT. I'm interested in getting into this one, as I mentioned, so let's go ahead and look at this one on the trading screen. It's putting a bunch of bottoming tail candles all off the 10 EMA, which is around 12 and 2/3, and now it's breaking through 13 again. So let's see if we can work into this one a little bit over here and take this $13 break, possibly into that high of the day around 1307. What do we get? We got all 2s, Joey. It's giving me 9s. We're going to wet the beak. It's giving me 10s. Let's post up here at 14s. Okay. And then we're going to load up a little bit more towards that 20 penny area. And there it goes, Joe. It took out all my orders as quick as you freaking like. Ooh. Shout out to my English speakers. I mean, like English, like England. That's where I get this expression from. In any event, so we're going to keep an eye here on GSIT. I'm looking for a trend break here, and the trend break to me comes above the prior area high, which is around 1340. We get that 1340 break, I think we're looking real good at a possible test of the high of the day, Joe.
Alrighty. So yeah, there it is, guys. We're still in this Amazon trade. An additional ad here, just free rolling to see if we can get this rocking and rolling. I mean, we're not too far off of the lows, so we like that for a potential move back towards the volume weighted average price. So let's see if it wants to participate in the overall market. I mean, as for Google, this consolidation is really nice. I think that it can potentially put in that 3-bar play style and then push in for a break of the pre-market high. Now, Joe, you don't even have Google up on your chart. What are you talking about, bro? Well, let me show you. Here it is. So, bang, you get that strong momentum to the top side, and now you're slowly starting to take a breath. Keep an eye on the volume. And then if we get a 5-minute open, you might get that continuation up there. I mean, I'm not going to grab it just yet. Patience on this one because it may not be a 3-bar. It may take a little bit more time. But if the market doesn't want to continue to climb higher, then our Amazon trade is most definitely going to be in trouble. And who knows what's going to happen with this Google. So again, just sit on your hands a little bit, wait for those prime time setups. One thing that's frustrating for me, well, I mean, it's not frustrating, it's just the nature of the game, is that look at Tesla. So essentially what I needed to go on here, oh, nice little pop there Joey. On AME. So yeah, so there it is. I mean, I had my stop up here. I was relatively tighter. I'm like, okay, we have this consolidation. Let's see if we can rock and roll off of this. Tight was too stopped. Stop was too tight as I walked away. Oh. And then sure enough, I'm bottom wick, and then it continued to climb a little bit higher. So shout out to the level 3 in crew. Down over there, you know where I'm talking about, Sharif. Those lads. I
do know.
But yeah, I mean that's the nature of the beast. Stop should be down here, and I'm still definitely in play on that one. Back to the Zonian,
life,
and back to reality. But yeah, so there it is, guys. Back to VWAP. We're gonna piece a little bit out there just because we might struggle to break it. But I still have my eyes on Google, Sharif. I like it a lot, and watch out for Tesla as well too. Running into the earnings report, you might get an additional push leading into it, unless somebody already knows something.
I keep punching NDLS as NLDS because we just got out of the NLDS. Well, not us, obviously, because we're not involved in that. But shout out to Marta Leah. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I'd hit the animations, but we still don't got them. I don't got them. The other boys got them. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let's check NDLS. Let me throw on the ticker quickly there. And as I told you in the chat, Marta, the reason I took this one off the side charts is because it's straddling VWAP as resistance. So I have a rule, and I won't trade these small cap gappers long if they're trading below VWAP or they're trading below the pre-market high. This one definitely took out the pre-market high in regular trading hours. That's that $1.25 bump there. But look at the price action. Holding the dollar, so that's kind of good, but it's straddling VWAP as a level of resistance. I need this to get above and stay above VWAP, and then we can have a conversation about this one. I will take out SMX for NDLS because I think that NDLS looks a little bit more promising. So we're going to remove SMX from the side one, and we're going to throw this one on there as well. So we'll see what we get there. If I execute Marta, trust me, you'll know about it because I certainly will announce it. All right, NUAI is the one that's giving me trouble. You all right? Yes, because it's coming into the 10 EMA and it's going to have to hold the $0.50. I see price action support at around the $0.50. I won't give it to break even to 4 1/3. I think that's crazy time. I won't be doing that. So let's see exactly what we get here on NUAI if it holds up at this level. BENF working right back up again, looking to take out 20s. But look what GSIT did. Right back into that 10 EMA. It's still putting in higher lows. So this is my invitation to add a little bit more on this one since I've exhausted a substantial amount. Joey.
I hope not, my friend.
Wow, man, this thing just rocketed up. Boom. I tried to punch in at 12.89. It rocketed up to 13.15. I mean, like, that's just, what the hell? I was trying to get in there, but it didn't let me get any more. It's only up 20%, guys, so be on the lookout here. GSIT, not the biggest name on the day, but looking okay.
Good look there, brother. All right, let's rock and roll here. We're back to where we were talking about not too long ago on those dip buys. Bang, 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 bang. Whoa.
Get it, Joe.
Whoa, hold on.
What happened over there?
No, but in all seriousness, like listen, Jamie, I mean, BYND has been absolutely pretty cool as of late, but I mean, we'll talk about it. Those guys were talking about it all morning, so I don't know how much more you want us to ramble on about it. So again, if it breaks through that 539, watch out. This thing might continue its downward movement, but I think it's smart of me to take a little piece off of Amazon here, especially at VWAP. Starting to see a little bit of a rejection, nothing substantial, but let's piece some out here, guys, and just be a responsible trader. Bang. Right there, as quick as you like. It's a fact, Jack. Where's our boy at? I don't know. This guy's been up to shenanigans as of late. Mike P. DeRider. I know where you're at, brother. If you're listening or on your phone because of what you said yesterday, get the let out. I mean, hey, man. Anyways, what I was about to say is probably not appropriate for the show. But BYND, let's pull up the options chain here and see what we got going on. This thing is just growing in increments. So. Listen, At the money, IV, 991%, 1,000 times. That's crazy. You want no smoke in the options game with this. Look, I brought to you this morning the $2.50 strike price. That's 3 times higher than what we were looking at it this morning. That is absolutely insane. Bruh is right. And here it goes. Now they're starting to print some 9s. Volume coming in on that specific level. We've seen hundreds of thousands of contracts through some of these strikes. That's slowly starting to cool off. So, I mean, hey, be patient. Oh, I need the light bulb, man. All right, so light bulb moment. So when I was talking about it, I believe it was Tuesday morning, when I first discovered the gamma exposure on BYND, it was substantial. That has drastically cooled off. But now that I've seen that and recognized it, when I see gamma that high, Sharif, the chances of a squeeze are there. And that's exactly what we've been experiencing as of late. So 1,000% mental note on that. And next time I see it, I'm most definitely going to try to take advantage of it. Also, what I'm about to take advantage of right here is a little bit more Amazon. Oh, we didn't get the fill. Oh, there it is. A nice little pop.
There it is.
We have to take a little bit more there, Sharif. As we're climbing higher. Nothing substantial. Come on, give us that feel that we're looking at. Bang. There it is on Amazon. Joy Bones. Guess what I did today? Still holding nice, brother, as it's going right back in towards the low of the day. Sounds like Tracy Morgan's character, Brian Fellows from Saturday Night. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. This cough's been lingering, and it's that time of year as well. But anyways, aside from that, Sharif, we're going to post up at 70s here on Amazon to see if we can catch anything along those lines. We have everything implemented that we need, so now it's just post up, stay in the paint, and see how hard we can go. All right, man. Looking good, Joey. Just getting my orders ready over here. Okay, so we got stopped out of the remaining amount, sadly, on GSIT, as it did lose a 10 EMA. I want to see if this one holds up at the 20. It's got great support at the 20. That's around 1240, 1250 or so. It's found a bunch of support there. This is kind of what I'm seeing on the side chart. See that yellow line? It keeps coming into that yellow line and then finding support. So that's a 20 EMA on the 5. So I'm going to be all eyes at that level for another entry into GSIT. But if it doesn't come into the 20, I'm going to have to give it a little bit of room before I get back in. It'll have to print the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. So that's my look there. And we'll talk more about NUAI when we get back from the big desk.
Let's talk here about AAPL, pushing a little bit lower here. AT&T CEO apparently saying that the company's iPhone 17 is not record-breaking cycle, but it's still a strong cycle. Not sure if that's why this is pushing lower, because the market, of course, is dropping as well, but it is something worth noting. Also, keep an eye on Moderna and Pfizer. Only Pfizer is moving on this, but apparently an article coming out suggesting that COVID vaccines are actually potentially helping cancer patients fight tumors. So potential benefits outside of COVID vaccines, or I guess COVID fighting here for some of these vaccines. PFE on watch. Back to you.
All right, Joey, what do you got, my man?
Ooh, all right, guys. All right, so there it goes, man. A lot of these big names starting to sell aggressively. I'm in Amazon, and obviously with the market continuing to bleed, I have to be cautious on what's going down. Just in case it decides to break down aggressively south of this lower end of the range, then we're just going to have to hop out of the trade. 218.05 is our average, so we got 50 cents, and I'm sitting on about 33% of my position, so not too bad. I'll more than happily get stopped out of that break even. But as for Apple, I don't know what's going on. I think at some point we're going to be able to rebound. That volume's really starting to pick up, and I think that's important. So if we get any form of indecisions, we're going to get involved. Also, keep an eye out on Bitcoin as we're starting to head towards some key levels. 61 break, more potential downside, and I'm thankful to be in the one name that is still holding up relatively strong as the market just put in a new low of the day. Shout out my guy, Charlie Taft. Bang, 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 bang. You're short that market. Let's go. NQ closing on 25K. I know you like that one, my friend. Nice work there. And Amazon, potential double top on the 1-minute time frame. We have to keep an eye out on that one. We're going to be talking about it a lot. But if Bitcoin breaks 61, Sharif, I might look to get involved. But what I really like seeing right now is that aggressive momentum to the downside. And what do? We look for indecision prints south of that. Oh, you know what also looks for indecision prints, Sharif?
What?
The Go. The algo, baby. Also, this is what I want to bring on. I picked this up this morning. I'm really, really happy about it. Again, it takes a loss on it, but the entry is just picture perfect and it gives you points. So I added a little bit more criteria to it. Not going to give it away or anything like that because, I mean, this is, at the end of the day, this is 5 years of what's up here and put onto the old go there. So at the end of the day, let's see if we get this move. Amazon's starting to recover a bit. I like IBIT putting in a potential doji there. Tesla put in an additional print. This can get rocking and rolling. NVDA doing the exact same thing. Let's be patient to see if we get any form of a rebound in this market, Sharif.
All right, right back into GSIT at 63s. Just took out 83s now. Looking for continuation in the 13. Nice bounce up. Generally a hold of the 20 EMA. Doesn't quite make it down all the way into the 20 EMA, but a good move nonetheless. Looking for more, showing me 84s. I'm waiting at 88s for the next beak wetter. Seller at 84 here, local seller at 84 that we can't shake, sadly, for the moment. We're only up 17, almost 18%. So let's keep an eye out on this one. I did have an order to add a little bit more. I don't think I really want that order to trigger now, now that the price action has developed a little bit more. So I will take that one off on GSIT as it does come back down into 69. I'm looking for a prior bar hold. So the prior bar is at 52. So we'll have to hold 52s for me to stay involved. Separately, NUAI. Building my position into this $0.5 area, looking for a hold at the $0.5 and or the 20 EMA. The 20 EMA is a little bit below the $0.5. It's in the mid to low 40s. So we'll see how this one acts as well. We're not too far away from break even on this one on the day, like 4 1/3. Shout out to my man Corey Ewing. Drop in cash in that chat, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Corey, for that. Sharif, my guy, NUAI in the danger zone. I'm in at 94. I'm out at 4.
Ooh.
New stock I'm watching, IOBT. Does this stock meet your trading rules? Let's have a look, man. IOBT. Shout out to the OG, Corey Ewing. Shout out to Patrick Ewing. Did you ever have any Ewings? Those shoes?
No,
Patrick Ewing, you never had any Ewings?
What I had was
That's crazy.
and ones.
You had and ones?
Yeah,
I like those too.
Yeah, I had and ones.
I like Ewings just because, I don't know, they were hot when I was young, but.
I don't think they were around probably when I was there.
You know,
but
that's the way it is. They came back a little bit as retro. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah, I had the and ones with the zipper up. The zipper? Yeah, those were crazy.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, though. IOBT, this is not a bad look at all. I think you're asking intraday because, you know, I don't trade these overnight. Sure, 3.16 million shares. It's above the pre-market high. It's above VWAP. It is a little bit light on volume because it's $1.14 and it's only done less than 3.25 million shares. So I see where you're going with this. I'd like a little bit more volume, especially sustained volume. We've got these bursts of volume, like the one that 11:10 it came in. This one had 830,000 shares print, but you look at the subsequent candle, right back down to 150, dropping down now into 50,000 shares. So I like the chart pattern, Corey. I don't necessarily like the volume, though. I'll keep my eye out on this one. I just got to go back here to GSIT because we got a whole bunch of prints ahead again as this one popped into 13. So we were able to de-risk a little bit from this one, but it is coming back down again. So I am a little concerned here about GSIT and the price action because it's kind of indecisive. You look like you have something to say, though.
I do.
So go ahead.
I got something to say here. There we go. Bang, 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 bang. Siren. After starting to cook up on Amazon, broke downtrend. So that's a big time positive sign. And I think there's going to be a couple prime opportunities here, guys. So bang, we grab it off of those lows. The indecision print. Sorry. So again, indecision print low, volume supporting that. You have to take it. I'm glad that Gaurav put in significantly more size than what I probably did. But hey, I was on the brink of being shut down and I had to stick within the risk parameters. So I didn't have much risk there, Sharif. But hey, now we're fully back and engaged here unrealized. We cut that in half on one trade after taking multiple losses, and that's the beauty of key risk to reward ratios, all right? So there it is, off of these lows, entry at the 5-minute break, and then we peace out all the way at 218.95 from 217.38. So that's north of the dollar club. That's VIP access almost.
Oh.
That's booth and bottle service. At what point is it booth and bottle service? I think you have to be $3 north, and then you get booth and bottles at that point. But in all seriousness, I was that guy, unfortunately, back in my day. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh,
that was really my beat.
My bad, you can have those.
I know, but I nibbled on that one.
Oh, you did? You nibbled on it? Bro,
I don't have cooties or anything like
boy.
that. So you're all right.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, yeah. Now I can't. I'm off thought. But anyways.
Yeah, same. Thanks for that, Joe.
Yeah, no problem. I mean,
oh boy.
Yeah, I put it on the corner here for.
I know, man.
It's
like,
all right, man. Hey, man. I was gonna say something definitely not appropriate for the show.
Oh.
So we'll avoid that one there. But no, guys. In all seriousness, we have the Qs and the SPY putting in new lows of day. Google heading towards the low as well too, so keep an eye out on that stuff. Bitcoin once again, if it breaks that 61 level streak, there might be a potential short there.
NUAI's crap in the bed here, Joey, and it's just losing the entire bit. So here comes break even on the day. I'm gonna have to get out here, so this is gonna be a loser for me. We added into it. Yeah, this is exactly how I don't want to trade. So the other trades went really well. NUAI give back basically the entire day on this one. We'll look to get out. We're still early. We're only half an hour deep. We'll get more involved in some of these other ones that are continuing to run. Let me give you the one that is running right now. The one that's looking real good. I don't know why I didn't punch into this one. PLTZ. Look at this beautiful hold off that 7.5, 10 EMA move and right up into 792. Goes up only 13%, but it's got one hell of a chart pattern being supported by volume on average here. We're getting about 300 to maybe a little bit more, 350,000 shares per 5-minute candle. So ample opportunity for you to size into this one and be able to get out. I don't want to say scot-free, but certainly without a prohibitive spread. So we're going to keep an eye out on PLTZ. Let me go ahead and take out BYND because that one is doing, as I always say, bupkis. It is halted to the downside, BYND. $4.67 is a halt. We're showing 447 on the top, having halted at 1129.06. It is exactly 1131.50. So we still got a few more minutes until this bad boy opens up again. We're going to keep an eye out on that. But for now, I'm going to keep my eye on PLTZ, and we're going to go to the big desk for the crypto segment.
Interesting look here for BTC. Again, still struggling here in a relative downtrend. I mean, obviously long-term looking really strong, but since we've made this new all-time highs, we often see when Bitcoin makes these highs, we start to flit a little bit lower. Now, yesterday, quite the move here. It looked like Bitcoin was going to break its continue its three-day winning streak, but actually ends up breaking it, finding some resistance at the 14,000 level right now, trading around 108s near the low of day. Ethereum looking a little bit precarious here as well. Now, this one also certainly making lower highs after consolidating near highs at that 4,800 level. So Bitcoin and crypto in general maybe get a bit of a precipice here, an interesting point. Certainly worth keeping an eye on. Let's see if Ethereum can hold on to this support, most recent support here around 36.75, and Bitcoin can hold on to that key 108,000 level, and then even further below 100K. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adara. All right, so I'm liking what Tesla's doing here. Okay. Guys, maybe we take one more stab at Tesla. I mean, we're 0 for 2 on the name, and then Amazon brought us right back to life, so that's not horrible. I'm going to hop in here, guys, because it's holding that specific level that I wanted to, and then we're just going to let it rock and roll. We have a little bit more. We're going to give it 20 cents. All right, I can definitely afford 20 cents of risk here. So let's rock and roll on that and see if we can get anything off of it. Google's starting to bounce off of some support levels. Same with the likes of Bitcoin. So that's positive. Not putting in a new low of the day. Just keep that in mind. Maybe you get that move back into VWAP, and the exact same thing is what I'm looking at, man. There's a lot of prints being formed here that would attract me personally. Oh. We got NVDA, sorry, you can't really see that one. The Q's starting to print up a little bit as well, too. But I'm in on Tesla. Like, we had these signals across the board. I thought at some point, if I gave myself the lower end of the range here, that it's like, okay, hey, we'll curl over and break through VWAP. But no, it's needed to absorb drastic amounts amounts of liquidity, but now we're starting to get a little pop. More indecision prints. It did put in a new high, but this engulfing candle right here, I like that for our chances back into the volume weighted average price. But by all means, I think that if someone knows something about Tesla, then they might not rally the name into the earnings report, and the chances are there is. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Yeah, and that's all I really got going on right now, Sharif. Amazon starting to punch. We were posted up at 219 flats to see if we can catch a fill on that one. So not too bad of a look there. And now it's just let's go Tesla. We strike out at the plate here, then that's it with Tesla. 0 for 3. It doesn't matter what it does at the end of the day. I took my 3 swings, and now it's time for someone else to get that at bat. So what do I mean by someone else? Essentially a ticker. So yeah, again, 0 for 3 on those. That's my rules. Just over an extended period of time, guys, listen, if you've been trading for years and years, at some point you have to know, like, hey, after X attempt, I'm usually wrong and I'm not thinking straight, and that's just the mentality that I'm going with. I'm battling back here, so I want to keep my risk measures and mental as strong as possible. Even though that should be the case every day, even more so today. Why? I don't know, because I'm feeling that type of way. But regardless, just trying to tell you guys, me, that's my rule base, Sharif. 3 strikes at the plate, you're out. Go find something else to trade because you're clearly not in sync. And guess what? If you're frustrated and mad, well, then now you have to be more patient. Learn to be more patient, because if you continue to do so, you're like, oh, I'm wrong. Eventually, you're going to get shut down. You're going to lock yourself up for the day, and you don't want any of that nonsense, all right? So just keep that in mind, and hopefully everyone abides by the rules on today's session, considering the market is selling aggressively.
All right, man. Keeping an eye here on GSIT as it's about to make a new 5-minute candle, make a new high. I got shaken out of this one. Yeah, it held the 20 on a closing basis, and here it comes again, looking to take out levels. What do we get there, Joey, on GSIT? We got 90s. That's not the most advantageous print, obviously, but we're going to go ahead and post nonetheless. My second here, going to post at 95. Let's see if we can get that continuation through the whole dollar. Look, it feels like there is selling into the whole dollar. Looking at 94 again, 94 local seller here on GSIT. Can't shake the local seller at that mid-90s print. Looking for a pop back up. But this is a good candle here, the one that we put in at the 5. It just has to continue with this $13 attempt right now on GSIT. So just watching, looking at the time and sales. There we go. Nice price spike up into 97. Looking for continuations there as we take profits. 98s, 13s, nicely. 1302, 1303. Looking for more. Looking to wet the beak over here. We got shares on this one, but we need continuation, not constant resistance into the whole dollar level. And the spread on this one, sometimes it's a little bit tricky. Right now, it's not bad. 3 pennies opened up right there to 7. So keeping an eye here on GSIT. Good hold off VWAP generally, but no real continuation there. Got stopped out, sadly, of BENF. I tried to take the VWAP trade there, so we'll give back a little bit on that one, as this one is on my crap list now. We'll have to take this one out, and we'll put in PLTZ. We'll see if we can get an execute on this one. It's got a topping tail candle for PLTZ into that 792 area. Look, it's not a bad candle, especially if we hold up at 770, and that's exactly where I'm going to wait. 770 is generally a breakout area. It's also the 10 EMA on the 5, so we're going to wait around there. Actually, I'm going to front run the size at 75. Oh, I can't punch in on this one. Let me just double check that again. Just use small shift size. Yeah, no, this one's blocked on it for us, Joey, so it's all good. We'll comment on it, obviously, because some people could be keeping an eye on it. So yeah, that's basically all. I'm keeping an eye out on that. Nothing really to report on other than GSIT. Looking for continuation into 13. I think this one's got an opportunity. Whereas the others, except for the PLTZ, which we can't trade, not really feeling that great about. Just checking the scanner right now, see if there's anything new that's found its way onto the market. Nothing really, tickling my fantasy right here, except maybe this one. How many shares have we done? HAIN, looking decent. Let's look at this one a little bit. Who are we going to take off? We're going to take off BENF because that one put me negative on the day, this little punk. And HAIN is the one I'm talking about. Here it is, bottom left of your screen, putting in a hell of a flag pattern, a bull flag pattern over here. But it seems like it's finding some resistance here at the 160 area. So It's done decent amount of volume, 4 2/3 million shares going on 5, but it's only a $1.50 name, 164 area high. The closing print yesterday is the low of the day at around 138. It's generally held support at the 10, but it looks like it's more price action, support and resistance, with that 160 area being a bit of a nuisance for the long. So we're going to put this on the side chart and see exactly if we can execute on this one, Joey, if it's warranted. But right now, I'm going to focus on my GSIT trade as I watch this one dilly-dally south of 13.
Bang, bang, bang. All right. Good stuff there, brother, as always. Let's see if these numbers have changed here, guys. Ah, man. All right, we got to get those up just a little bit, please, and thank you. Does the channel wonders, and I told you, we're just consistently building to give back to you guys. It's not much to subscribe, and it's not much to like. It essentially costs you nothing, and we just give you everything forward. You know what I mean? We just try to pay it forward, and your part is just to hit the like and subscribe at the end of the day. We got that $1,000 likes. What did I, that $1,000. We got the 1,000 likes. What happened after? I showed you exactly what I've been working on, and the same thing, man. Shreet's going to bring you the notes, everything along those lines. This guy's here bright and early every morning to put that stuff for you, together for you. The least you can do for my guy is just hit the like and subscribe. You know what I mean? And same with Adair, putting the morning notes and everything. And never mind what I do, it's what these people do to help you guys. So just make sure you do that. But also getting back to what I was referring to earlier, you know what I mean? The great himself, for those who know who quoted this, then congratulations to you. But just remember, precision beats power and timing beats speed. So at the end of the day, stick to your rules, and if you do strike out at the plate, then by all means, it's just going to teach you to be a little bit more patient. And I think that's an important lesson to learn. Now I'm long some NVDA. Speaking of patience, never mind, now I'm obviously being sarcastic. Here it is. We like this print off of the lows. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then so what? We're at the break of 177.80. We're long 3 names right now. Tesla not doing too much for us, but we're continuously catching the fills on AMZN. And I don't have much left here, but let's go. Finally starting to print up across the board, and that's exactly what we want to see. Joe, eat a pie on the stream, and we'll try to give you 5K likes. We will try, not promising. I mean, hey, man, we get 5K likes, I will have a slice of pie. That's just the type of individual I am. Listen, it's just not, was never part of my sweet tooth. Full disclosure, when I was a kid, I would eat chocolate and all that stuff, and it would really upset my stomach. So the sweet treats, I didn't really start to adapt until I was older. Okay. Yeah, and it all started at Bulk Barn. It started at Bulk Barn. I got the gummy worms. I got the gummy bears. Tell them what Bulk Barn is in case they don't know. Okay, so for those, right? I guess it's only Canadian, eh? So Bulk Barn, you go there, you can get all your spices and everything that you can mix in bulk, and it's significantly cheaper. So you can get your candies and all this stuff, your cooking materials and all the spices that you're looking for, obviously at a discount, and you just can buy it in bulk instead of buying the name brand and going to the grocery store or whatever and buying a little bit. You know what's crazy? What's crazy? The Clubhouse steak spice. That stuff is wild. That stuff's like
Clubhouse steak spice.
You know the Montreal steak spice, bro. It's like $8 a thing.
I get mine off Amazon, bro. I get a big mother. You get the big kahuna there. All right, so fair enough, fair enough. So I mean, here it is again, guys. Or I raid my parents' pantry.
That's always raided. When I
always come hands full, Joey.
Yeah. When I go to my grandma's house, she's always like, "Hey, I have cheese. I have all this. Give it here. Give it here." Much appreciated, Grandma. As always, she's watching Milo right now for us. So as always, that's her friend.
Shout out to Grandma, bro.
Shout out to Jima. But yeah, and aside from that, guys, back into these markets, Tesla's slowly starting to work. NVDA not doing the best for us right now, but I think we're going to give it a little bit of time. And Amazon has definitely been one of our better trades on the day, Shree.
All right, man, we're doing it freaking live, man. I'm really happy with how I executed here on GSIT. I got in, as you know, through the break of 90. We wet the beak all the way up into the $0.25. It dropped back down into 10s. I bought 10s, and we wet the beak all the way up into local area highs in the low 40s. It is breaking trend, though, and it does have resistance in and around 13.25. So I'm going to need to see what this one's jib looks like at this 13.25 look, because it keeps rejecting that area, and down it goes below 13 again. 12.5 could be a buy area here. If hopefully there's no bamboozlement, because I got bamboozled there as well. I was trying to buy 12.5, and then we got this doji candle over here that breached 12.5, and that got me in a bunch of trouble. And here goes NUAI again. We took this one off the, what's it called, the closing print from yesterday. We got 38s on. It's showing me 52s now, and we put on size on this one as well. So I'm looking for continuation here on NUAI. We were red on the day. Now we're making it back, baby, because we're adding a little bit more in terms of share size here, and we're getting a little bit better in terms of entries. So let's see if we can get continuation on NUAI north of the $0.5. Now, the $0.5 is not just an area of psychological resistance. To me, it's price action resistance as well. Let me make my case as to why. Take a gander, bottom of your screen over here at that 4, this is pre-market time, sorry, this is 10 a.m. We went up all the way into 4.5, 452 to be exact, 451 to be exact. We dropped all the way back down and held 4. So I know 4.5 is a staunchy level, despite the fact that we've been above it on the day with a 495 high, showing me 55s now. I'm posted at 57s, so it needs to cross. Here it goes. We get the print there. Now we're waiting south of 60, looking for continuation. We're going to take out less now over here. We'll put 63s, and then if we're in the 60, I have to have that obligatory 69 beak wetter. Oh, I reached for the beak wetter, Joey, and there was nothing there. So we're making it back, and I couldn't be happier with this trade right now on NUAI. But I'm gonna, I hate to say it like this because I don't like to say the word greedy, but you know, when you get rinsed by a stock to the downside, you're feeling all sorts of revengeful feelings, Joey. And no, I shouldn't think that way, because that obviously will cloud your objective judgment. So, you know, I say it, but I don't actually want to feel it. So now we're watching here for a 59 print, showing me 58s now, crossing into 59s, but it's not passing the spread. So I'm going to have to wait on this one. There we go. Now we get the print showing me 60s here. We got 38, 62 now on NUAI. Shout out to the dude in the chat who told me NUAI held the closing print, which is 431. Clearly has the same idea that I had. I just forget the name. I do apologize there. So now we get that 60 print, waiting at 63, then waiting at 69 for more if we can get it. As I mentioned, PLTZ, we won't be able to execute on this one, but I want to make the point for those who can that this is right back at that 10 EMA on the 5, where it had a 2-bar hold at 11 and 11.05, and here it is, a bit of a deeper retracement, 770. I was going to say 7 3/4, but that's 770. I would be giving this to the break of 65. And the reason is the 10 EMA is at 70, sure, but look at that breakout level from 1045. That's 765 to 760. So I would be giving it a little bit of room here, 10 pennies maybe to make 30. So that's 3-1. That jives with me. And if I could execute it on, I would. PLTZ, Joey, in focus for me.
Just call me a jive turkey?
No.
All right.
Beyond, if Obe's talking about Beyond. Obe's talking about BYND, keep halting down. Obe, careful with 361. That's yesterday's closing print. Pardon me? Yeah. It's about to halt up. Yeah.
DJ got it.
So Obe's got this, man. Obe has been involved with BYND short all day. He's printed up multiple storms. False halt. That's normal, Obe. That is absolutely normal. Keep your eye on the what's it called?
The prize.
No. The time and sales to see if there's any non-halt level prints coming in, because if you're not getting that consistent, like if it's going to halt at 62s and all the prints are coming in at 62, you know no false halt. It's when you get a different print than the 62s that you know, oh, it could be false halting here. Anyway, it's holding 361 quite well, which is yesterday's closing print. Go ahead, Joey.
All right, man. Listen, here we go, guys. There's Amazon really starting to cook up for us here. I don't have much left, 10% to be exact.
He doesn't ask for much either.
I don't ask for much either. Hold on.
Get it.
I don't know. Actually, no, I'm not doing it.
What are you going to do?
Don't worry. I was going to do something, but I'm like, you know what, man? This thing has to be more of a rare occurrence. Anyways, aside from that, NVDL, we take a little bit of a move on that one. Off of that indecision print. Bang. We're rocking and rolling on that. Now, as for TSLA, finally, at the last at bat, are we starting to get on base here? We're not loaded just yet, Sharif.
Okay.
We might be on first. Let's see if we can catch it.
First?
Yeah, we're on first.
Yeah, you got to get in scoring position,
There we
Joey.
go, bang. There it is. That's an infield double right there.
Oh, no.
My friend. Whoa. How many shares I got there? Bang.
You reaching on an error, bro? What's going on?
What's that?
You reaching on an error?
No error around here, man. We don't error around
the
here,
baseball
brother.
metaphors.
Yeah.
Oh, might understand, but you know.
No error around here, man. We're straight. We're Golden Glove back there in the outfield there, Sharif.
No, bro, you're reaching on an error, so somebody else made the error. Because if you know, like,
okay, maybe I'm a little slow, man. Come on, man, get with it. But no, in all seriousness, guys, continuing to take the prints on Amazon, catching prints on Tesla and on NVDA off of those bottoms. It was a rocky start this morning, but now we're starting to cook up a little bit, guys. Just a chip in a chair. That's all your boy ever needs, is just a chip in a chair, and then we can rock and roll. So nice recovery on Apple, indecision print, hammer candle off of the lows. The algo won't pick that one up because it won't fit the criteria. The wick, I'm not going to give you the specifics on that. I had to stop there, but that won't pick that up. But a nice move, rebound, engulfing volume print. That's going to be the second largest of the session. So keep that in mind. And now you're starting to rebound. Lots of indecisions around the lows, and now you're starting to climb a little bit higher. Full disclosure, guys, still red on the day. I told you that I was on the brink of shutdown, but now we're starting to really cook up here. And I mean, by all means, I find one more quality setup, I'm going to have the ability to hammer it with the size that I want and go green. So I'm manifesting that in my head, and hopefully that comes into play. If not, I'm going to do everything in my mental capacity to do that, because physically I can't do anything. All I can do is just put myself in the right place at the right time. Shout out to Bryson Tiller.
That was a sick jam. I like that.
You know that song?
You always set me up for failure,
sorry,
bro.
man.
Why do you do this to me? Joey, man. Oh,
Dragos told me breathe. I'm sorry, Dragos.
Right,
what's up in Chicago, my friend?
Yannick, talking about NDLS, brother. Yeah, we were talking about this one as well, but, you know, it's holding on to the dollar, Yannick, but this isn't the chart pattern that, you know, I want. You know, I don't even want to be dealing with these stocks that are, you know, zigging and zagging a little above a dollar, a little bit below. That's not the look for me. It's got to clear the dollar and stay above the dollar. And the last time it tried to make an attempt to regain the volume weighted average price, NDLS, that is, it dropped right back down again, man. So, look, I'm going to keep it on the side chart. I know it's up nicely on the day, about almost 39%, 40% now as it bumps back up into 101, but it's just not setting up in the way that I like. So I'll keep an eye on it, though. I had to get out of my NUAI trade. We took profit on that one in the high 40s. We were in at 38 because it's losing trend, right? So this isn't what I'm involved in it for. I see the higher lows. I get that, but it's also putting in lower highs at around that $0.50 as well, which we targeted as a possible area of resistance. So NUAI had to get out of that one as well. GSIT lost VWAP and now is regaining it as well. It's super choppy today, man. In small cap gapper world, I'm really not seeing much with good continuity. I'm just having a look, sorry guys, at the top screen to see if there are any new small cap gappers. And I just got to tell you, the pickings are slim pickings, whatever. It's not the day for them today. So if that's going to be the case, and we have to size in accordingly and definitely look to take profits a little bit earlier than we may have, because you're just not getting that continuation. So, oh, I know why PLTZ is blocked for me, because it's the inverse quantum ETF.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's why. So it's not one that we have. It's an inverse ETF.
You can only trade
I totally forgot about
SQs.
That. SQs?
And then, yeah, SQQQ is the inverse.
Yeah, but this is quantum.
No, it's quantum. I'm just saying.
Everything else is blocked? That's it?
No, you can use SQQQ. And then there's, I remember Dara told me an inverse Tesla, I think, at one point or something.
But why do I want that? This is quantum.
The SLS.
No, I'm just saying we're usually allowed to. Sorry, say that again. We're usually allowed to trade the inverse. I thought maybe.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah.
What were you saying there, Dara? Sorry?
Oh, you were talking about the inverse Tesla ETF. It's TSLS.
Yeah, TSLS. Yeah, thank you for
that. This is holding up nicely here, Joey, at the 10 EMA, and kind of this is what I wanted to get in. But I could get into something else, man. We can get into some quantum names. Assassino, if I can show this, brother. It's holding up nicely here, kind of a double bottom right into that 10 EMA, 768. I'd be looking for this to continue. So PLTZ is it's an ETF. It's an inverse ETF, 200%. The daily percentage change of the common stock of Palantir, not quantum, bro. Come on, get it together, dude. It's PLTZ. This is an inverse ETF for Palantir, and so we can obviously trade the actual product itself, but yeah, given the price, and I'm probably going to steer clear of that. Yeah, I don't have much, Joey, sad to say. You know, if BYND wants to wake up, then we'll get into that. Let's see what Krispy Kreme is up to, because I haven't had a look at that either. What's the ticker for that? KRSP or something like that?
Krispy Kreme is DNUT.
DNUT. All right, let's get DNUT. Let's see what this one's doing. Yeah, this is below VWAP as well, Joey. It's just not going to work out for me. There's support at 4 here. You saw that yesterday in the aftermarket at around 4. This morning, not that long ago at 11:30, it held 4 again. But none of these ones are what I'm looking for. So I'm going to stay clear of anything and then wait for a better setup.
Beautiful stuff. All right, there goes Amazon. Definitely one of the stronger names on the day. We're piecing it out on Tesla. We told you guys, infield double right there. We'll take it. Full disclosure, still red on the day, but I've substantially eliminated. On my unrealized, it's like boom, 1 trade away on that one. Let's see if we can get a new high on TSLL, and we'll post up. Actually, let's post up at 88. Shout out to Eric Lindros. I think. Anyways, so shout out to that. But CD, my guy CD Lamb. 88s, is he not?
That's crazy.
Bro.
It's the first time I've heard anybody shout out CD other than myself.
All right, man. So I got to give you a shout out.
Hate
a lot of Cowboys hate around here. Yeah. The Leafs suck. That's okay. Sometimes it's just how it is. But by all means, let's see if we can catch a fill. Just being random, obviously, at all costs. Red does not matter. Keep taking quality setups, says Gorb. Exactly. I appreciate those kind words there, my friend. Do I take my last little piece out on Amazon here? I have 1 out left, right? So it's my last 10%. Do we rock it and roll? I mean, we grabbed it right off of the bottom, and it's continuing to climb a little bit higher. So we like that there. You know what? Listen, bulls and bears can eat, but hogs get slaughtered. Let's just do it. Crazy. Boom. Or pigs get slaughtered. Bang. There it is on that uptick on AMZN. We're all out of that one there now. So a beautiful move off of the lows. Bang, bang, bang. Reload, reload. And then it's just bang, bang, bang. An absolute thing of beauty there, guys. So that's a good one. NVDL starting to work for us as well, too, guys. I put nothing on this trade just because it's been giving me a little bit of bamboozlement, as Sharif would like to say, as of late. So we went smaller than what we did on Tesla. And on my initial positions with Tesla, I'm only in a quarter of the size. Literally, I was pushing heavy on the earlier ones. I'll display it right now. But there's another little piece on NVDL. Only have a couple outs left on that one. And then as for TSLL, this is where I was substantially heavy, right? So we can zoom in on this area. Why? Because it was holding these levels relatively well. And then as soon as that support level crack came in, I'm like, all right, this isn't going to work how I want it to. So therefore, just get out when you're supposed to. And if I was holding this size, another couple pennies, it's right away shut down, right? It's just like done instantly. So when you're trading these leverage vehicles, you have to be really cautious and definitely hone in on your risk management. The price may be attractive, $20 or whatever it may be, but if the underlying asset is moving substantial percentage points at a time, then watch out. These things will blow you out. And so you have to be cautious on them. Heaviest position right there, second heaviest right there, and then now I'm just a little bit of a fraction of a percent what I got going on, and I'm happy with it. Let's see if we can get that move back into VWAP. There are some, hindsight 2020, there are some opportunities to add a little bit, nothing substantial. So let's see if we can consolidate here and then maybe continue our path to the top side and to primary target. But with that being said, we have to take a look at the downtrend. Yeah, we have support levels there, but keep an eye out on this. Right? Okay, so if we're looking at it from that perspective, we have snapped, but when you come back and you retest that aggressively, usually not a good sign, Sharif.
All right, we're going to give BYND an opportunity over here. As it found support, put in a doji candle. Let's see if it can zig and zag. I'll give it to like the $0.50. We're getting in small size over here on BYND just to see something, because I don't really like anything that's going on right now. 460, it's dropping back down into a lot of downward pressure on BYD. Let's see if the shorts have to start covering here, giving this one a bit of a short cover boost back into 69s. It goes. No continuity, though, really on BYND. Still up 27%, but you feel like the shorts are really taking profits or punching more in. Here comes the $0.50 again, zigging and zagging. The current bar low, by the way, is 20s, so I won't be able to give it to 20s just because not it's not like we have big size or anything like that, but definitely don't want to get into the habit of giving something room when it's not warranted. So let's watch and continue to see here what 68 does. Local seller at 68, local seller at 69. People are really punching short into this position. Monster seller at 70. That's probably going to reject. So let's watch there that 70 penny level as it continues to develop price action at this level. Yeah, this one doesn't feel like it's going to go. And if it does, it could be short-lived. I was thinking possibly a move back into 5, given that it had a doji candle there with the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. Whether I get shaken out of it before it makes its move, if it makes its move into 5, your guess is as good as mine on that one. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give it to the $0.50. Let's just throw in the stop right there so we can take the subjectivity out of it. Joey, let's get into that stop. There we go. All right, we have no profit takers though, so we definitely have to throw in some profit takers. All right, right back into break even on this one. Let's see if it can pop into the $5 area. So I'm going to throw in some orders right back into that 75 penny area. A lot of chop and churn right now between buyers and sellers. 74, 75, large seller again at 75 where I got in, but not bad continuation here. So we could see. Let's see, just watch a little bit, continuing to watch your price action. Nothing for me to do. No profit taking until about 78s, and then we're going to wait at 82s. But that seller at 75 keeps coming back in. And there's not really too much posted on the gateway. You can only see about maybe 1,000 lots or so, given this was done 1.15 billion shares on the day. That's not too much. There we go. 77s, we get the print there, looking at for that 82 move, not bad. Now showing 79 local area high, back down into 69. It goes though. Again, anything south of the $0.50 ends the trade for me. We do de-risk a little bit on that price spike into the 80s, but right down we go. Feels like a bull trap here, Joey. Prior bar low, I should say, 420. Current bar low, 461. That could change at any moment as we zig and zag with that $0.50. What do you got on your side, buddy?
All right, I was just taking a bite of an apple because, you know, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
The dentist away?
I was just at the dentist the other day, actually.
Okay.
On Monday or Tuesday. Adara, what do you got for us? Oh, sorry, it's lunchtime now, guys. No Neo lesson of the day.
Oh, yeah.
But we got Adara with happening now.
Yeah, we do have happening now. And honestly, guys, what's been happening now is a lot of short squeeze type plays, at least initially with DNUT and BYND. I have another one that just popped up as well. Zero Hedge, a well-known account on X, speculating that Citadel, given that it's the second largest holder of NNE and short interest has hit a new record high, I guess kind of speculating this could potentially be a squeeze play here. NNE certainly not squeezing higher right now, consolidating your lows, but either way, this one being flagged. Keep an eye perhaps on some of these nuclear names, and also keep an eye on Tesla. After the bell, TSLA is reporting earnings. You can find this infographic on X and TTV Research for more details on this report. I'll be releasing an IBM infographic to the same effect very shortly as well, because IBM's also reporting after the bell. Make sure to check out that market recap show where we can give you those earnings live. Now, Quantum also on watch here specifically for GeoOGL. I guess it was published here in a British science journal by the name of Nature that Google has a new quantum breakthrough. Lots to look at here, so make sure to like and make sure to subscribe and stay with us every single day. Back to the Bash Brothers.
All right, yeah, thank you very much for that, Adara. So there it is, guys. I've only taken off 20% here on this Tesla trade, maybe not enough, as we're slowly starting to curl back over. We do get an indecision print on the 1 minute, but the market seems relatively weak. So right back to the break even, then we take that all out. And it's the exact same thing with our NVDL trade, but right now we got to focus on this. I'm posted up here at 1988, so let's see if we can catch that. And okay, I may as well pull it up right here, NVDL. I'm looking to add here potentially. If we can hold, we just do an additional liquidity grab around 85.20s, maybe a little bit south of that. Any form of indecision, we're going to look to get involved in this and add substantially to the trade, but the Qs does not look good. Let's go through some of the mag names here. What is, Google, yeah, put in a new low. That can justify a bit. Apple's starting to sell a little bit. What has Softy been up to? Netflix not doing too much right now. MSFT. It's still hovering off of those lows, but I mean, here it is. Like, if Microsoft just living in its own world once again, doing what it wants to do. Look how high the volume-weighted average price is, but it's not affecting the market whatsoever. It has no pull today, so whatever the greater percentage move to whatever direction is going to have more of an impact on the overall market. I might just hop out of this Tesla trade. I wish I took some more off, but that shoulda, coulda, woulda. And as my grandpa would say, wish in one hand, do something in the other, and see what fills first.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what
Your hand will fill first.
Pardon me?
Your hand will fill first.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole thing, right? Wish in one hand, do something else in the other, and see what fills first. And it's usually the latter half there. Yeah, by all means, guys, let's see what we got going on. Microsoft climbing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get somewhat of a rebound, but that's not the case right now because Google, off of that quantum news, relatively strong, but then giving up the majority of that one. So, yeah, not too bad, I guess. But if you're looking for the longs, it's not in Google, in my opinion. It may not be in the TQs for now. Things can drastically change. We still have the majority of the session left, right? Take that into consideration. Stay optimistic. And Tesla has been relatively choppy. Can't break downtrend. Why? I don't know. There's no interest. There's no demand north of 436 right now. So with that being said, let's take a look at our options chain and see if we have anything substantial in and around that area, because this can tell us a lot. I'm so happy that we discovered the fact that on BYND, with that type of gamma exposure, look for a potential move, because that's gamma squeeze-esque right there, and we definitely experienced it on that name. So I'm happy that we came to that conclusion. This week's expiration cycle, 435, nothing substantial. I think, excuse me, relatively cool, right? 2 days till expiration, nothing crazy on the open interest front, nothing crazy on the volume front either, but what is eye-popping is that at the money IV, pretty expensive there, guys, 116%.
All right, guys, AMRP. Oh boy, here we go. 1.2 million shares. It's halted to the upside at $6.78. The halt time, 12:03:29. It is currently 12:05:15. So the earliest this will be open is 12:08:29. So let's see what this one has to offer. The current tap, we won't be able to see. And the reason is you see .am after the ticker there. That means it's trading on the Amex network. That means you're not going to be able to see the theoretical auction price, the tap. You only get that kind of information on the Nasdaq. You're not going to get it on the NYSE. You're not going to get it on the Amex or any other exchange from what I know. So we'll have to fly blind if we trade this during the halts. But it was getting a nice price spike up there. So let's see what this one did in terms of price action on the day by looking at the 1 minute on the black charts. Let's take a gander at how many times this halted up. Once, twice. Obi, he is the one thrice. The first halt there happened at 11:30. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15-minute halt. Then we had a 10-minute halt, and now we're 3 minutes deep. So if history is any guide, and it's not always is, this one will be halted for longer than 5 minutes. At the times when it was open for regular trading, it did decent volume. Like these candles here on the 5 each have about 150,000 shares a pop. This is the 1 minute chart, not the 5. So you'd expect more obviously on the 5, and you certainly did get more on the 5 there. But good look right now on ARMP. Let me throw in the ticker. I'm involved in a really good one right now, IBIO, and there hasn't been a whole lot good in small cap gap or roll today, but this one certainly is. Shout out to the individual who called this one out in the chat. Sorry, I forgot your name. I do apologize about that. We'll keep taking prints there. 132 long. We just crossed 140. Let's go ahead and wait at 142. We'll see what this one has to offer. Look, there's it's not rocketing up or anything, but it's up decent, 26%. And as you can see here on the black charts, it's been quite respectful of trend. Trend specifically, the closing prints all above that 10 EMA without exception. And when it does retrace a little bit more aggressively, it wicks into the 20. So that's where I base my out. There it goes into that 142 area, though, where we're actually waiting, not crossing, though, as a result of not, well, we didn't get the cross quite yet. So we'll keep an eye out on this one. Let's go ahead and set up some more profit takers in case this one price spikes up. We'll put something at 45. I'm talking about IBIO, up nicely on the day, about 28%, 27, excuse me, and a half %. Shout out to Bovin letting me know about SABR. There goes IBIO through my level. Now it's showing me 44s. We're waiting at 45. It looks like it might be breaking out here at least momentarily. Let's post at 48 as well to see if we can whip the beak around there. First profit taker. We're at 45s now. That is the new high of day. I'm waiting at 45s, but it's got to cross, Joey, and it is not crossing quite yet. So we'll have to continue to pack said patience. Let's look at SABR for the OG Bovin. Allow me a second over here. SABR, all right. Oh, this is a good one, Bovin. Nice call out. The OG Bovin strikes again. That hot garbage BYND is going to lose its spot on the side chart, Joey. We're going to put in Sabre. SABR looking to break out over here. So we're going to keep tabs on that. All right, guys. ARMP, excuse me, is open and it is going to halt down from what I saw. No, it didn't. It held VWAP and now it's rocketing back up, Joey. Here comes 7 again. This is all sorts of insanity. There goes the new high a day, 743. AMRAP. You ever do any AMRAPs? As many reps as possible? CrossFit.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, AMRAPs. Here we go, baby. 732, Joey. We're showing that halt perimeter. We're going to have to fly blind again, Assassino, on this one because it is an Amex stock, so we will not be able to see the theoretical auction price. And as quickly as we dropped into VWAP, we held it like a glove, and up we go. We're halted up again on ARMP, up 111%. And now it's doing a bit more volume. We're going to certainly keep eyes on this one, no doubt about it. And there goes IBIO, Joey. We take out the top there at 49s, pulls back into 45. We've got 32s on right now on IBIO. And shout out to the dude in the chat again for pointing this one out to me, the OG there. We're going to post now a little bit higher than 50s. High of day is 49, so we're going to go ahead and post at 52. And then we're going to wait in the high 50s. We're going to go ahead at 58. We'll see if we can get something in and around that level there. So that's what I'm doing there. Let's now look at SABR for the OG Bovin on a trading screen. So this is a Nasdaq stock, very good, very nice. Let's see what we're going to get here, Joey. We're at 2.25. We got the 10 EMA at around 216. Doji candle just closed at 12 o'clock. 225 high from that Doji candle. If it gets back above 225, we could have a conversation. But until that time, SABR's got a lot of potential, but I'm just going to steer clear for it for a second. I needed to pull back into a technical area, especially being at the $0.25. Now back again to IBIO as we zig and zag with that 50 penny area, 149 high, Joe, and looking to take out that level. Let's see if we can get through the $0.50.
All right, guys. Yeah, so we reloaded up on the NVDL, but it's not working. We did take a little bit of a piece off. Tesla stopped us out as well, too. I mean, now we're just free rolling and we're slightly against us. And I put on some more size, so I don't want to hold this too aggressively. I have to give it to 85.20s. The chances of it doing a liquidity grab and then heading a little bit more south are substantial. This is what the market does. So you can see we're heading in towards that key support level. Now let's see if it's going to break or not. If we hold up, that's going to be an absolute positive sign. But we had buyers step in for a moment and then they disappeared. So hopefully they re-engage and we have the ability to hold on to this ad and then rock and roll and get that move back up to VWAP. Now as for Tesla, came back to my break even and now continuing to climb a little bit higher. So not too bad. We did get stopped out of what I only pick up 20%, 80% of the position, but that's okay. It looks like it wants to break trend right now. Neil will like that one. So potentially a trend break on TSLA and then the continuation. What am I referring to? Well, let's take a look. You sit on the back side of this, well, guess what? You might be rocking and rolling on Tesla. So keep that in mind. Joey Hiccups in full effect. I don't know why when I start talking.
That's crazy.
It is very much crazy. But as for that Amazon, not too bad of a pull out there, right? You know what this is what I'm talking about. Right at the peak.
Pull out.
Bang. What an out this is. That's pretty good. So not too bad of a job on that one. Nice move. Definitely my best performer without any form of questioning. And we just held to target. So beautiful stuff. Ozan, 1400 December 2026 Netflix. Calls. All right, we like the calls. And there goes Tesla breaking trend. And now we're at the top end of the range on NVDA. We snap it. We're posted up. And let's see if we can catch that fill. But let's pull up. What was you just talking? NFLX. I was looking at it earlier. You got
Never
those calls. Bang. Did we just catch that fill on?
Yo, it's SSR, eh?
Netflix is?
Yeah.
Wow. So you bought those calls?
Oh, my love. Oh, but he's so funny,
What did he
bro.
say?
He's like, nice.
Nice, nice.
He
Yeah,
loves the blood.
Loves the blood. I mean, I like it too, to a certain extent.
When you think like a shark and you want to be like a shark, you know when to split.
Oh, when you
Gotta
think
smell
like a shark and you want to be like a shark, you know what? You know how to smell blood. That's awfully graphic.
You know what? You know what I have to say to you.
What are you
Obi?
going to say to him, Ob?
Fish are friends, not food. All right.
You ever heard of shark fin soup?
Yeah, that's that's
It's causing
cool,
all
man.
sorts of trouble,
Yeah,
Joey.
well, rightfully so. That's it's honestly it's not even. I'm not even going to get into all
You're
of that
not going to
stuff.
get into
No,
it.
it's not.
Okay.
Again, I don't understand. I never understood the game hunting. I never understood just killing an animal for one part of it.
No.
I'm not about that life.
You're not about
right?
that life.
I don't get it twisted. Love firearms. Love shooting. Yeah, use them. Like, listen, I have a friend who goes hunting. He gets his deer tags. Guess what? He gets his deer. Boom. Food for the family for the whole year, essentially, right? You throw that stuff in the freezer.
Excellent food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You throw that stuff in the freezer. But as for game, I get it. If things are invasive species, et cetera, by all means, light it up. But me personally, I'm a firearms guy. I just like shooting targets and seeing things go boom. I don't want to take life. Life is precious, and you only get one. So here it is. Speaking of one, what happened?
That's great, bro. I like shooting stuff and seeing things go boom.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
do.
It's as graphic
It's
as it
true.
gets,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, it's true.
It's fantastic.
That's what we do.
Oh, my Lord.
Here up in Canada, you get a little tannerite, you put it in a bottle, you shoot it, it goes boom. It's a lot of fun. That's where we have the ability. Yeah, tannerite. You can get that stuff at Bass Pro. So that's lots of fun. But no, seriously, in NVDL caught that fill up here, guys. Not too bad of a look. Yeah, Joey Boom, man. That's what we like. And boom. That's what we like seeing. But by all means, man, we have a spot, it's called Crownland. So here in Canada, if you're on Crownland, you can bring your toys up there. You can let them go off, and you can have a lot of fun.
It's just public land. Tell them, because they don't know what the
Crownland?
Yeah,
okay, so it's owned by, essentially owned by England, right? But it's just like free land, essentially. You can build on Crown land, and then they can't say anything to you about it, essentially. Am I right or wrong?
I didn't know that part, to be quite honest with you,
so,
but
yeah, you
Crown
can,
is public land.
Yeah, it's essentially publicly owned, so you can go there, you can bring everything up, and if you're north of a specific line, then you can just let some plinkers go, and that's how we have fun around here. So, and that's just north. You go to Highway 11, it's Plinkerville. You can go up there, and you can have a little bit of fun with things.
And Algonquin.
Yeah, because it's north.
It's a quick.
Up the couple hours,
exactly.
couple hours up there. But what I'm getting at, as soon as you hit 11, you know where 41 goes to 400 goes to 11. Then it's absolute Plinkerville. You can just go out and have some fun over there, and that's just how we rock and roll. I showed you guys the other day. We're not new to those. I know you Americans have substantially more firearms than we do, but a lot of individuals here because here, like we're in the suburban area, but once you go west and north, it's a lot of essentially nothing, and you got the bears, and you got all those.
Yeah, and you can't be in certain parts of the country without a firearm.
No, there's no way.
If you're in the tundra
or
if you're in northern Ontario, you got to be packing.
You got to watch out for the polar bears,
everywhere, and they'll kill you quick as you like.
Quick
as you like. So we do live in Toronto, guys. Yes, we are live in Toronto. The greater Toronto area is quite large. About 7 million people live in the general area of Toronto, give or take. Yes, but like if you drive a couple hours north of here, we're talking wilderness, right? So we got all that and then some, baby. Let's talk about this trade, though. Joey, options, IBIO. We're in at 32s. I'm very pleased with this trade. It's been slim pickings today. But I did have, sadly, this order here at 158, which went unfilled. The high of the day is 157, so a little bit, unlucky for me at that level, but that's okay. We'll look to execute a little bit more on it. Now, the question for me is, what's the next move on IBIO? I just don't want to keep taking profits. We've got shares on this one, but am I interested in adding into this one? Now, this is a critical level. We're at the $0.50, but this is not other than being a psychological level. It's not a technical level quite yet, until I see maybe more price action support at this level. But the one that I see price action support on right now is that 135 to 140 area, right? We have this area over here of previous resistance, and then the 10 EMA is showing me 140s right now. So I think I might be interested in adding into this one at around that level if it does drop back down, which it is. It's losing the $0.50 not right away, but currently. So if it holds a $0.50, we'll use the $0.50 as that support level. If it doesn't hold the $0.50, I'm looking for 135 to 140. So that's what I'm looking at there. And just before we go to Joey, I'm also keeping an eye on Sabre, because Sabre's got 2.25 high and it's been hanging out at 2.25 for a while. Sadly, though, it does have a doji candle that just printed at 12 p.m. So I'm worried that this one might be a bit of a reversal here. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for that $0.25 break, and then we can have a discussion about a possible continuation, Joe.
Perfect. All right, guys. And now for some exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, Canada's largest provider of leveraged, inverse, and inverse leveraged ETFs, has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs offering 3x bull and 3x bear exposure to the S&P and TSX 60, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging, offering the potential for pure performance and exposure. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily to learn more. All right, good stuff there, guys, and fun talks as always. Who was it? Was it Grant? Grant in the chat was saying, hey, do you like Netflix down here as it's slowly starting to curl over? Nice round off the 1100 level, and then now you're sitting about just 1123 bucks. So not too bad of a recovery there. We still have Tesla on the opposite side of that trend. That's going to be positive. But if we look at the overall market, still fully intact here, right? So we'll just do our basic TA and see what we got going on. Get that garbage out of here. And then we put this here. So until this snaps, and that would be nice, right around the volume weighted average price, and the exact same thing for the Q, so we'll keep that in mind. We had NVDA, so essentially what we're looking for is this, right? If you get that downtrend break, then you look for another move to the top side. Neil's always looking for that. Apple's still hovering around these lows. This engulfing print might be enough for us to take a potential long on it, holding support of 258.11s. That's not too bad of an area, but Google continuing to bleed, and that's not going to be good for the overalls. So yeah, we took some more out. I have nothing left really of NVDL, especially after that reload. We pieced them up all the way up to 86s, and now we're coming back to where our entry price is, and that's going to be 85.42. So we go boom, pum, 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 and then we add a little bit more and then climb a little bit higher. And now if I just cut it out right now, I'm fully back engaged in this game, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. Tesla is what cut us up this morning, but when you put on size, you tend to take a little bit. Obviously, that's just the nature of the beast. You take larger losses, and if you don't put on the same amount later on, it's going to take a lot more. Kind of like the example that I'm going through. I've had multiple great trades, but they were nothing substantially to the ones that I put on for losers. So it's going to be more of a grind, and now I have to be more accurate and more precise on these entries. But there it is. We got stopped out of NVDL. We're not going to complain about it whatsoever. Long 3 outs, long 3 outs, out break even right there.
All right, Joey. ARMP, it looks like it's going to be a 10-minute or more halt. We halted at 12:14:42. It is past that time now. It's 12:21. So the earliest will be 12:24:42. It's done now, over 2 million shares of volume. Look, it's had really trouble staying open, so don't expect, that regular volume profile for this one because of the umpteen amount of halts that it's found itself in right now. It's up 132%, but I really need to tell you that this is an Amex stock, and as a result of being a non-Nasdaq stock, we won't be able to see the theoretical auction price, so we're flying blind here during the halt. Show me 806, that was the halt price, $8.06. ARMP, looks like it's the biggest, the baddest of the small cap gappers today, up 132%. Yeah, it is the number one gapper, overtaking BENF, which is now south of that dollar. So that's what I'm keeping my eye out on now. Now, the trade I'm involved in is IBIO, and I'm seeing a couple of bottoming tail candles. It looks like there's support here. I was wondering where support would come in. possibly on IBIO. Now I'm seeing a bunch of bottoming tail candles into the mid 40s. So what I want to see now is the first 5-minute candle to make a new high. And that will obviously have to wait, well, not obviously, it likely will have to wait till 12.25 because we're about 12.22 and change right now. I doubt we'll get above 57, so we'll keep an eye out on this one. I don't mind adding into IBIO because we've almost exhausted our shares, so I want to get in a bit more. And there's not much in the way trending as well as this one. So, you know, it doesn't have to last. It could end. We know how these small cap gappers do. They're around for a good time, not a long time. But if it continues to trend in the way that it's been doing all day, I want to get involved in that. Separately, SABR, we've been waiting here for a $2.25 break. Looks like we'll have to continue to wait. The issue with me, though, I would like to say flat top break, and I do like the flat top break on SABR. And in addition to that, on the 5, it's got higher lows. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in here and just risk 5 pennies to the break of 20. Because if this one flat top breaks through 225, it could squeeze 230, 235, who knows? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in a little bit over here. We're going to get in, and we're going to give this one to 20 penny level, okay? That's what we're going to do, and then we're going to layer the orders. Let's put some in the high 20s, and then we'll put some at 30 and see if we can get something in and around this one. So SABR up 20 1/3%, having a whole bunch of trouble taking out 2 1/4, but let's see if it ends up taking it out or what the situation is. Back to IBIO, as these bottoming tail candles are becoming quite clear to me here. So if I get in here, I could risk about 6 or 7 pennies to current bar low, right? Because we're already curling up. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add into this position, and let's go ahead and take some profits, possibly at 54s. If it does move up, if it doesn't, we're out at 43. It's not now with the DCA. That gives me an exact price that I want because now my average is 43. Prior it was 32, and yeah, that makes sense to me there. So we add possibly to take a little bit more on this one. ARMP is open and it's rocketing up again. Here we go. Halt parameter possibly coming in at 49s. Let's see if we can get involved. No, we can't. 948. It's going to halt again. I tried to punch. It didn't let me in. 948 halt parameter coming in on ARMP up 173%. And Amex stock, guys. So be careful with this one. Let's see the gray out. There we go. We've grayed out again on ARMP. It's frustrating because like you always say to yourself, oh, you know, this one's risky, that's why I'm not getting in. Yeah. And then you have the right idea and you're not looking at it. So a little bit frustrating there. The halt price, Joey, 948, just south of that $0.50.
Cool, guys. For too long, trading meant risking your own money or never having enough to start. The fear of losing, that's what keeps so many traders on the sidelines. But that's changing. Trade the Pool is transforming how traders access the markets. With this limited risk trading models, traders use funded capital while Trade the Pool absorbs the downside. This allows traders to focus on what truly matters: discipline, consistency, and growth. When you hit the profit target, you keep 70% of the profits, no fear, no barriers, just real opportunity. This is the revolution of limited risk trading, powered by Trade the Pool. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now to get 10% off your first evaluation.
All right, Joey, let me cover this.
Go ahead.
All right, guys, IBIO. I couldn't have been more pleased with how we entered this one again. So I was talking about, we saw the bottoming tail candles manifest on IBIO in and around the $0.50, and they went into the low 40s. I added there, and then rockets right back up to 160. But now we're getting a topping tail candle into 158. So this could be trouble over here, as that's the new area of resistance. Obviously 158. Let's see if we can get a little bit more here. I've got an order posted at 62s, but the deal is, if this drops down below current bar low and turns this candle red, current bar low is 149, that's over with. We're going to get out. Back into 156 we go. Let's keep an eye out on IBIO, and for the moment, we're going to go to the big desk.
Yeah, keep an eye here on Carvana and Reddit. I'll start with Carvana. Jim Chano saying that he still sees lots of, quote, red flags with Carvana, and apparently he's still short the stock. A little bit of a spike to the downside here for CVNA, which is at session lows. RDDT, also on watch here. Reddit, right here on watch, apparently filing a copyright suit against Perplexity AI and others. So RDDT reportedly filing a copyright suit against Perplexity. Again, Reddit, Carvana, guys, back to you.
Good stuff. All right, so what
Did you see the back and forth thing between Reid Hoffman and David Sachs?
No, what were they doing? Yeah.
Oh, they're both part of the PayPal mafia, right?
Yeah.
And Reid was like pumping Anthropic on X. He's like saying, we're part of the good one, like the good guys.
Oh, yeah.
And thinking, he was trying to side politically one side, and that's the implication. So Sachs responded back to that. He's like, oh, you're one of the good guys. I see, thanks for telling us. And so then they were back and forth. He's like, clearly you didn't, Hoffman said to Sachs, he's like, clearly you didn't read the report and you know what I mean when I say the good guys. I don't actually mean it politically. I actually mean it in terms of, LLMs and whatever. And so they're just going back and forth on there. And they're actually former business partners with PayPal Mafia.
Dang, I mean,
but Hoffman obviously is politically leaning one side, whereas Sachs is politically leaning on the other. So that's what it makes for good content online.
Good
Joey.
online content. Yeah, I mean that Twitter finger stuff is crazy at times. People go back and forth on it, and it's just like, man, like, can't you just be like maybe like reading a book or doing something instead of? I don't know. That's just me personally. I never was really one to talk smack online, even though back in the day we used to talk about.
It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's like I've got to think of a response, and then I have to like respond to you. I don't even know who you are, bro.
It's like people are getting heated. Like obviously everyone had. I remember back in the day. So I always found when I had Facebook, I deleted Facebook in 2016.
Okay.
So for those who remember the individual Joseph Kony. And it was going around in the earlier days of Facebook on what was going over there, atrocities. Everybody was happy. But everybody became some form of activist online. And I said to a couple individuals online, I said, yeah, I get it. I understand that you want to help and do all these things, but why don't you actually go and do something instead of posting it and talking about it online? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, watch this. In 3 weeks, there's going to be something new that you're going to be rambling on and totally forget what happened previously before with that. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. There's always going to be a new trend and a new argument.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
Well said.
If that's, I shouldn't have said that. But anyways,
okay.
Someone was reading what somebody said. Yeah, someone did. But luckily that didn't spill out. We don't want to say those words. Katina Man reloaded on the Google. That's how it is, man. Take your profits, rock and roll. Katina Man on the Google there. Hey man. Anyways, let's see if I get involved in this. I do like it at the lows, but for some reason it's giving me a little bit more of a feel that it wants to put in a new low. So with that being said, we just want to get our toes wet. We'll get involved in a little bit of Google off of these lows to see if we can get a bounce back. Again, downtrend still fully intact. Where is it on Google? Let me display it to you. If it puts in a new low, then that's fine. I'll get out, and then we'll take another attempt at it later, just in case it does decide. But nothing telling me as of right now that we're ready to do so. Boom, and what a big-time flush to the downside in Google.
Okay.
This looks like there's going to be some news or something on it, because that's insane. The volume really picked out. I'm out. Something is going to go on. That
Google?
is an aggressive move.
Something's going on with everything right now.
Exactly.
Everything.
Paying everything to the downside. So everything aggressively to the downside. I was in and out of Google just
clearly
like
something's
that.
going on.
Yeah, so there's something seriously going on. We'll take the hit on Google as it dropped aggressively right from 251 down to 250. So there we go. Adara's got us the news. What's going on?
So apparently, Trump administration reportedly considering a plan to restrict globally produced exports to China made with or containing U.S. software. Apparently, the new export controls under consideration by the U.S. could curb exports on wide range of goods to China. So again, U.S. reportedly considering this plan to restrict globally produced exports to China, which made with or containing U.S. software. And then this also could expand to larger export controls as well. Here's the Nasdaq dropping sharply lower here on this story. Back to you.
Joey, what do you got?
So essentially what I'm thinking at here, guys, we talked about this before, the antitrust in Google. Now we have this China tariff talks looming over the overall market. Has everything been priced in? Maybe, possibly, but once this gets sorted out, the market will find a specific direction. I don't know which one it is, but be patient and wait and see. It's the exact same thing with Amazon. We know the e-commerce side heavily reliant on China. Talk's not going so good, and you can see the aggressive selling happen right now. Apple is absolutely tanking to the downside. There's Google. Let's take a look at Apple. Amazon giving up everything. So those longs, you have to get out.
MP, guys, MP breaking out. Let's go. We're long MP right now at 68.42. We're $1 in the money on this one. Watch out, guys. Here we go. We're taking out levels. MP reacting. This is exactly it. Anytime there's going to be beef between the United States and China, look at the critical minerals, because we know how China is going to respond. It's not a secret. If you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. Here we go. We're doing it live. Look, I don't typically trade these ones, but this one was just too good of an opportunity not to take. Keep an eye on MP. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe.
No, man, I wish you'd told me a little bit about MP. So I'm just chewing on an apple here.
That's okay.
I mean, yeah, that would have been nice there. I mean, right off the bounce, way to grab that, man.
Yeah, that was my first thought immediately. Look at the mineral or the critical metals.
Share those thoughts,
immediately.
Share those thoughts immediately because we want to get involved in them as well too. But you can see the tech is just getting beat up across the board. Tesla to the downside, Apple to the downside, NVDA to the downside, Amazon right back, giving up all of this move in a span of 5 minutes, just like that. It's a fact, Jack. And then now, obviously, Google putting in a new low. I'm all out of that one, even though it's slowly starting to rebound. We took a little bit of a hit on it, but we won't complain about it whatsoever. Shreve, how's that MP doing?
It's good, man. We're putting our last out on 6969, Joey. All right, like, I mean, come on now. I want this fill, guys. Here comes 69.5. We want 6969. Let's go. Let's go, trading gods. So here we go. We just popped up. Where did we pop up into there, Joey? 69. I want to say we got into 69.70. Okay, that was a prior bar. That's why. All right, we're not getting continuation quite yet here on MP. Trying to pack the patience. There's 40 again. Looking for continuation through the $0.50 and then obviously into that 60 penny level. But it does seem to be met with some aggressive selling now, trying to push it down below 69. Here we go with another attempt into the mid-30s, being met with aggressive selling again. So no continuity quite yet. On the name into that $70 level. I was looking for a touch of the whole dollar level on this one. Seller at 35, 45. Now here we go. 45 seller getting taken out. 50 seller got taken out. Here we go, Joe. 63. I don't want to flatten out, man. Here we go. Let's just take out 65, bro. Come on. 68, Joey. Boom. We got 69, 69.
Assassino, can you keep that? Assassino, can you keep that news headline up there, please and thank you for a little bit longer.
All right.
Adara, yeah, you can keep that up there for another couple minutes because a lot of people are coming.
It doesn't stay. It stays. Brendo's program did, so it
like
stays
30
for like 30 seconds, something like that. Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Okay, cool. Good, great trade there on MP, Sharif. And I mean. This is a dangerous world we're living in right now. And I mean, from a volume VPA signal standpoint, this is like, I don't even know what to do. Gorev, Los Polios, Jag, I'm stuck right now. Because why? Every single ticker that I'm looking at right now says, Joe, wait for that pullback and potentially go long. But the volume is to the downside. This could be absolutely detrimental, or we can continue to go and grind our way. We took a hefty loss on the volatility spike to the downside on Google, which did give a lot of our chip in our chair, our hole back, right? So we were digging out of our hole, but now we're kind of back, not where we're starting, nowhere even close, but we did give a little bit back. So now I'm going to be patient to see, hey, is this what we're looking for? Are we going to get those pullbacks? This algo is probably going to pick up a bleep ton of things right now, considering, so we're going to be patient. We're going to go through a couple tickers later on and just go through some of the precision that this thing is picking up. I can't give you any of the metrics or anything, but I can show you guys how it's working.
I love how you're doing that every time.
I can't tell.
I'm going to keep talking about it, but I'm not going to tell you.
I can't tell you. One day I will.
That's excellent. No, but that's like quality salesmanship.
Yeah,
right there, right?
I'm going to tell you.
You keep mentioning it. You keep getting people excited.
You show them how good it actually is.
Tell you.
But I can't tell you. That's like giving up the secret sauce. We got too much sauce. But anyways, this market is too choppy to be taking on my tablet, to trading on your tablet, I'm sure you meant there. Yeah, a lot of things going on. Gotta love the big dips. Yeah, I mean, this could be a good buying opportunity. I think we just need to be patient enough to wait for that pullback, allow it to fill some of that wick, and then maybe we can get a potential long off of those lows. Good little rebound in Google, and the market seems like, hey, it wants to brush it off brush its shoulder off there. Brush your shoulder off. But no, in all seriousness, guys, let's see what we're going to pick up. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a couple completely closed hammers or anything along those lines. NVDA is attractive to me once again. We only took one trade on it today, and we're 1 for 1 on it. So do we go back to our guns? I think so. If it works once, you have to take that second opportunity. So there might be a solid chance there. Netflix off of the lows. That thing's way too expensive for my liking, my cup of tea. Yeah, exactly, rookie trader. That's VPA 101. That's a substantial amount of volume stepping in. Now we have to see if these wicks are going to hold up or the market is just going to blow past them. And the chances are, if it does, we got some more downside, all right? With that being said, man, we're having a little fun here. There's a lot of news. For those who don't, Adair, if you can put it up for the people one more time, that'd be fantastic. If not, that's fine. Everything is fine. But at the end of the day, let's pull it up and let's run through some tickers and check out some of the beautiful things, thank you very much, that we've got going on. So there it is. This was on TSM this morning. Entry prime time Deion Sanders on that front. We like that. Zscaler. Like, we can go, if you put any ticker in the name, then we'll just run through it. It's doing exactly what we want here. And I mean, this is just a back test. I can't wait to forward test this thing. Another beautiful print right there on Zscaler. And I mean, look at the time. This is from August to October, and we can see from a profit factor 2.9 to 1. So for every dollar that you're spending, you're essentially bringing in $3 right there, which is absolutely fantastic. Performance is pretty good. That's really small size, but the percent profitability around 71%. Like, get that garbage out of here. That's fantastic. Yeah, get that stuff out of here. That's absolutely fantastic over there, Sharif. We love that one. What else do we take a look at our friend Robinhood. Bang, October 1st, it took one here earlier in the morning off of this low. So fantastic stuff. Once again, that trade analysis is going to be amazing. 100% winner on that one. You're not going to get that risk to reward.
You're not going to get it.
Or anything, but the percent profitability, Sharif, hundo, 100% on that one. Let's check out our friend Amazon, on which we were trading earlier in the day. Not everything is going to be green all the time, but it's just the ones that work September 18th, and you want to just really hone on and what is, and this is what we're looking for. Look what just happened in the market. Oh. And look what's going on here. You know what that's essentially what I'm getting at. So Amazon, an absolute thing of beauty. But I can't tell you the secret. I can't tell you all the secret. I promise that. I will one day, but not today. Oh, it didn't take anything on RGTI. That's cool. IonQ, I think it performed pretty decent on IonQ. So shout out to that space. Only 2 trades. One yesterday that worked out really well. Bang, Gorev, look at this one here.
What happened, Joey?
2 days ago on Monday. Look at that there. Bang. It's crazy. Insane stuff, man.
Dude, I'm really liking the fact that you're getting like pumped up about this, because this can only benefit you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bro.
You can only get better from this. You can run these when you're out, be completely objective about it. So let me cut the crap a little bit here. I'm a little jealous.
Why?
Because I want to be involved in the algo game too, bro.
Dude, man, you literally just type what's. I literally just thought dude, I know nothing about coding. Literally nothing. I literally know nothing. All I did was type in what was up here and put it into ChatGPT.
But you have to follow the instructions, like, of putting it.
Oh yeah, I learned how to do. Yeah, I learned how to do that. Yeah, that's not that hard. But I literally just took what I had up here from 5 years of trading and put it into that,
fantastic,
and then refined it. Okay, yeah, I would plug it into the system. It didn't do what I was like. Okay, eliminate this, add this. Yeah. Okay, plug it back in. Didn't like it. Okay, refine this, refine that, and then eventually it got to do what I was looking for.
Okay.
And I'm like, I was at home, and I'm like,
it did what you wanted.
I'm like, no way. Yeah,
have you back tested it?
Yeah, but that's what that is. That's all back testing. So now what has to be done is that I need to connect that to TWS.
Right.
Interpret the API.
That's super easy,
so I can forward test it. Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, it still kind of does that. Like, it's still picking up the thing, but I want to put it into simulation, run it for 3 months, and see what the results are of that. Because it's more refined. I have to go through all the tickers on this, but with that, I believe I can put in the basket of stocks, so I don't have to look at absolutely everything to see how it is. I select that 50, I select that 100, and then that's going to give me the data that I'm looking for.
Great, man. That's great. Good look, man. Keep us updated.
Yeah,
guys, I need to tell you that ARMP is halted up again. So this one had a number of up halts. The red candle there where it halted below 10, that was the first down halt, and here we are again. Halted to the upside, continuing trend, 11:46 halt time, sorry, 11:46 halt price, 12:40:56 halt time. So last time it was a 5-minute down halt. Let's see what this halt does. It's gonna be 5, it's gonna be 10, 15. We'll keep an eye out on it. It is currently 12:42:37. So we're gonna open at the earliest 12:45:56. So just a little bit before 12:46 p.m. So yes, ARMP is the one it looks like right now headed to the upside. I got back into IBIO again. I'm gonna give this to prior bar low to hold trend. Prior bar low is 145. So yeah, we'll give it to about 144. You know, I don't like that number, but whatever. We'll throw that in there. And the reason I'm looking at this, it's bull flagging, it's above the 10, it's got resistance at the $0.50, but it's breached it. So I'm looking for sort of a continuation of higher lows, and then a decided take of 1.5. Whether it does that or not, we'll see. We don't have to risk too much having gotten in just right here. SABR, the other trade, we did add into that 20-penny dip into the 10. I'm looking for continuation. So prior area high, or the day high, I should say, was 2.25. It's now 226, but it didn't really breach with any aggression. And this current candle is red. So let's see how SABR does. If it loses prior bar low, that's going to be end of the trade, and we'll get out of that. So those are the two that I'm watching. Of course, I am watching ARMP. I've been trying to punch into this, but we got to go to other stocks and or do other things regarding to the show. And then every time I come back, this thing's already in the halt perimeter and will not let me in. So we're going to keep tabs on that. And I already got stopped out of IBIO for the last remaining amount. So we'll give back a little bit on that one, as it is kind of losing trend. So I'll get back into this one if it decidedly gets above the 1.5, but it's clearly dilly-dallying with resistance at that $0.50. If that's the case, I don't have to fight with it. I'll just wait until it clears. If it clears, and then we'll get involved with that one, Joey. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I also want to mention AREB. Sorry, I'm late to the punch, Bovin. I know you've been talking about this one for a while, but AREB has had a bit of a range today, to say the least. And there's a whole lot of resistance at $2. There was $2 resistance yesterday in the aftermarket when this one started running. This one started going at around 440, and it has sort of maintained that same aftermarket to pre-market range today, right? It's above VWAP, so check there, but it's below the pre-market high, and it has not been able to take out that 7 a.m. high into 208. Technical high of the day during regular trading hours is 206. But you can see the characteristic of this one. When it gets into that $2 area, in and around 2, it drops. It drops aggressively. So play it that way until it shows you it's no longer going to do that. I mean, how many times do we have to see a $2 attempt and an aggressive retracement? You got it at 705, 710. You got it again at 810 and 805. You got it a third time at 1010 and 1015, and you're getting it again right now. A breach of 2 and down back, and we go into the 170s. So we'll see how this cookie crumbles. I'm certainly interested in getting into AREB, but it's either going to have to be in the lower end of the range or breakout above 2. I won't be trying to take the breakout south of 2. It'll have to decidedly clear 2 for that level. Tell me how you're trading this, Bovin. I'd love to hear your opinion on this one. You've been calling it out, but you didn't really give me your ideas. So give me some thoughts on there. NG says AIRE. Let me just put on AREB on the side, and then I'll look at AIRE for NG in the chat. I don't know their real name, though. NG. Okay, so this one had a great day yesterday, no question about it. It was running from the AM, and it continued running into the aftermarket right into 8 o'clock. Oh, this is 4 o'clock, excuse me. Why don't I have aftermarket show data outside of regular trading hours, Joey? We do. There we go. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Sorry, I did have it. I just looked at the wrong thing. So this one has been running all day. Today, it was quite consolidative in the pre-market. And then, yeah, I want to say around 10:30 or so, the selling started coming in. So Yeah, this one doesn't really meet my criteria. It's yeah, my bad. It's south of $1, Joey, also south of the volume weighted average price. So it'll have to get above that dollar and above the pre-market high for me to get involved. AIRE is what I'm looking at. Yes, Trump shares Truth Social post urging cattle ranchers to lower prices. Let's see what our good friend, President Trump, is up to. So I'm going to go on to Truth Social. Here's what he wrote. The cattle ranchers, who I love, don't understand the only reason they are doing so well for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States, including 50% tariff on Brazil. If it weren't for me, they would be doing just as they've done for the past 20 years. Terrible. It would be nice if they would understand that, but they also have to get their prices down because the consumer is a very big factor in my thinking also. Thank you, President Trump, for that message.
Thank you, Mr.
Joey.
Yes, absolutely, guys. Let's pull it up. Someone in the chat was asking about Tesla's expected move after the bell, guys. So there it is. We're sitting around 7.1% with a high of around 436.94 and a low of around 402. So not too bad of a look there. I was going to pull something else up, but I completely forgot now. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. We haven't looked at the top performing sectors of the day, and then after that, we'll just take a look at the earnings calendar, and then we'll head back towards some of the expected moves once we find out a little bit more. But I'm long NVDA one more time to see if we can get rocking and rolling. It's either it's going to work or it's not. We're going to keep it that simplistic. Seriously, 84.50. We're at a dodge on that one, and I think we'll be able to get a little bit of a better price. Jonathan Brown, welcome to Trader TV Live. Thank you.
What's going on, Jonathan?
What's up, Mr. Brown? So anyways, guys, at the top of the class here, we have the healthcare sector rocking and rolling up 1%. Consumer staples, just about 9/10 there roughly. And then we have the real estate 4/10. And then the communication service down roughly about 0.8%. Industrials down 1%. And then the technologia down 1.4%. Now let's head over to our good old calendar and see what we got going on for after the bell. And with that being said, we're going to go through the expected moves. We just did Tesla. Great stuff. Now let's take a look at IBM. So yeah, here it is, guys. We're looking at a 6.2% expected move with a high of around 303 and a low of around 267.44. All right, so that is that. What's Kinder Morgan's ticker?
I have no idea.
KMI. Kinder Morgan, bang! Shout out to Katina, man, and Adair. She got it as well too. 2.4% expected move, 27.8 expected move, 26.5.
It's always making me laugh.
Wait, what did he say? Yeah, all right, man. That's all right. All right. QuantumScape ticker. Who's gonna win the race?
US.
Bang. Sharif won that one.
The simplest one, bro. Give me the simplest one, Joey.
Hey, man, it was a race. It was a freight. You won it fair and square, my friend. So, yeah, not too bad of a look here on QuantumScape. 1498 at a low of 1157. Why am I longing NVDL? I don't know. Why are you worried about what I'm doing and not what you're doing? So there it is. Let's see if we thank you for that, Katina, man. Just tell them to each their own, my friend. To each their own. So there it is, guys. 12.8 expected move, 1497, and a low of around 1156. With that being said, let's take a look at QuantumScape. And see how it's been, man. The quantum space has been taking it on the, actually hasn't been taking it on the chin. It's been knockout blows across the board, Sharif. $19 all the way down to 13. You're down 30% off of that high. That's lots of fun, isn't it? We'll take a look at what we got going on with RGTI. $57.90 down to $34.
Okay. QuantumScape is batteries, though, Joey. It's
is it?
It's not.
Batteries. Oh, it's not quantum. Okay, well there you go. It's so much. There you go.
But
so
quantum is getting rinsed.
Yeah. So why is it called QuantumScape, man? We got to remove that out of there. Now, IonQ as well. Is it vehicle batteries or just regular?
They're like everything. They're trying to use this ceramic to charge faster and to degrade slower. And it's a science experiment, but it's like the holy grail in batteries, Joey. And like everybody wants them. They had a tie-up with your boys at Toyota to kind of try to get it out there. It's been years in the making. They got sued up the yin-yang during COVID because take a look at that stock, bro. Take a look at that weekly during COVID. It was ridiculous.
It was crazy?
It was crazy. COVID, everybody wants that holy grail of batteries. Damn. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah, for sure. sure. I mean, going on, I may as well continue on with what we got going in the quantum space. IonQ down 36%, closer to 37% off of those highs. So, I mean, these things of a QUBT have just been getting absolutely shellacked and beaten up here, guys. 14.22, high of $25. That's 45%. If this, hey, I was looking for a potential long on IonQ. Actually, let's pull this back for a swing trade. But yeah, it blew past my signal. That's good. Right at some support levels and continuing its momentum to the downside. Now, it's the exact same thing with QUBT. If it breaks, watch out for any forms of indecision. We mentioned you're down how many percentage points? 45% off of that high to where we're currently trading at. Watch out. It may be absolutely ugly. It may get uglier, but I like our chances of doing a little bit of a dip buying, considering we are down substantially across the board in a lot of these names.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm just talking to the OG Darwin in the chat, but we were talking about the name that Bovin gave us, Joey. AREB did it again. It popped into new highs, so it's cleared the pre-market high. It's cleared the aftermarket high. It pops up to 215, drops back below 2. It's aggressive, man. It is an aggressive looker over here. But if I can try to discern some sort of trend, the higher lows may be operative here. Okay, now we know there's a seller at 2. And I won't be convinced otherwise. Whether it's a seller at 208s, 215s, 205s, there's a seller in and around this level. Topping tail candles prove it. But there's also a buyer. And the buyer, at least for the moment, maybe not outdoing the sellers, but getting more aggressive every time. And we know that for a fact vis-a-vis these higher lows. So if I get into AREB, I'm going to try to gauge this trend line over here, maybe a $1.75, a $1.80, maybe even a breach of this trend line here and get money fills in the high 60s. Look, it's up a nice amount, 51%. It's a small cap gapper. It's a good price, but it's got this ugly characteristic where when it makes generally area new highs, it's met with aggressive selling, whether that's a product of the short seller at $2 or just sort of the algorithm that's trading this, which is, you know, when you get into area highs, get the hell out with aggressive selling, with aggressive size. I have no idea. We can try to put the odds on our side just by picking up on what's worked. And to me, what's worked certainly is the higher lows. So that's what I'd be looking there for AREB. We'll have to see if we can execute on it. And obviously, we'll keep you guys apprised. It's up very nicely, though, 55%. And the beautiful thing about this is it was an aftermarket runner, and it's continuing the same momentum today. So you feel like, you know, the buyers certainly haven't been exhausted. And these higher lows show us for a fact that the buyers still haven't been exhausted. We start making lower lows, I might change my tune on that, obviously. So that's my look there. I'm still involved in SABR. We wet the beak there at 27s. We've got 23s. It's nothing to write home about, guys. SABR is a slow, you know what. But there's, again, not too much other than ARMP, which is insane right now. And it looks like it will be a 15-minute halt, if not more, on ARMP. Let's do a little bit of analysis on that. As I mentioned, we did halt at 1240.56. It is now 1255 and 1255.24. So the earliest we will open up on this one is going to be another 5 minutes from now, right? Otherwise, we would have opened up already. Or I think we might actually open up at 56. So let's see. Let's see if we open up at 56 or not, what the situation is. We're up 230%. But I want to remind you guys, we will not be able to see the theoretical auction price because it's an AMX stock. We're going to go to the big desk, and hopefully when we get back, this bad boy will be open.
Keep an eye here on GE Vernova. CEO of the company saying to CNBC that he's talking with OpenAI's Sam Altman as power remains critical for AI growth. So again, GEV's CEO saying that he's in talk with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. A little bit of a spike here in GE Vernova, which got hit quite hard here on earnings, despite initially slightly gapping up. Back to you.
Filled. Like, did you see? Like, I literally saw it. I tried to punch, and we couldn't get in. Yeah, if you don't have a resting order, you're not getting in.
Not getting in.
Okay, we're halted up again. All right. We're halted up again on ARMP. It opened for all of 1.5 seconds. And I really mean that because once it gets into the halt parameter, you can't punch in. It's only done about 3 1/3, and I shouldn't say only because that's a healthy amount for something that's been halting this many times. 3 1/3 million shares, halt time 1256.12, the last print that I see there. And then it's 1375. That's the halt level. This is crazy. All right, so there you go, guys. ARMP. put some resting orders on if you're with P Pro, if you're on P8 and with real trading. Maybe you can use an Edge A gateway. You can use script orders, however you want. But it looks like you will have to have an order preset there. Otherwise, maybe use hotkeys. But even the hotkeys here, I don't know what kind of offset you'd have to have on the hotkeys, because when I was looking at this, it was like 12 3/4. And then by the time I came to punch, it was in a halt parameter at 13 3/4. So make of that what you will. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll continue to respond, report on it, excuse me. Or Alpha, oh my God, Sharif, ARMP up 160% since the first entry, holding 25%. Katina, man, can you spin the money there for my man, Aura Alpha? What a fantastic trade by Aura Alpha there, man. Great look by you and good patience to be able to take it that far. We got to go back to the big decks, though, with news.
Yeah, Trump just shared another Truth Social post. I'm just going to read it out, but keep an eye on GM and Ford. And I quote, Mary Barra of General Motors and Bill Ford of Ford Motor Company just called me to thank me for putting tariffs on mid-size and large-size trucks. Their stock has gone through the roof. They told me that without tariffs, it would be a very hard, long, quote-unquote, slog for truck and car manufacturers in the U.S. I told them it's very simple. This is a national security matter. With the tariffs, we have a strong and powerful economy and country. Without them, we have the exact opposite. So again, GM and Ford on watch. Basically, Trump saying that executives from the company called him to thank him for the tariffs. Back to you.
All right, Joey.
So we're going to fire up the news here momentarily. But at the end of the day, guys, here it is. This is why I'm long NVDL, right? I don't know who was asking it. You just got to take the shots, dude. Do I know how that's going to work? Just have to try to put the probability in our favor, and bang, right there. Who's that?
I'm just looking for Elon costumes, right?
Oh, you want to?
It's showing me him dressing up. That's not what I'm looking for.
All right.
So I think that I'm gonna do.
Do
you want to do Elon or do you want to do President Trump?
Well, I think you're the better Trump than I am. Yeah, exactly. See,
I don't want to wear a mask though for the entire show. That's the thing.
You don't want to wear the Trump mask, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's available out there, Joey. Elon Musk costume on Amazon. It's exactly what you said, dude. Look at this. Exactly what you said.
Oh no.
And the SpaceX
tank, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, there it is. We took a little bit off right there, guys, and then it just decided to sell aggressively. Should have took a little bit more off. We were nicely in the money. You can see that we add to this position, and then now we're just going to end up giving a little bit back. So that's why you don't talk smack, man, because at the end of the day, things can just change on an absolute dime. Let's see if we can recover off of this, and I think that we can too. I just tried to kill a fruit fly, but that didn't go over too well.
Get it, Joey.
So yeah, I mean, if it breaks this entry right here, then we'll just get out considering we averaged up into the position. And then you can see that the aggressive selling is most definitely to the downside. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Let's see if we can get that recover, but the volume really picking up on the 1 minute time frame there, guys.
All right, here's what we got, Joey. Look at the options over here. We got SpaceX hat, which I kind of like, the Doge hat. This is like an all-in-one right there. You got Tesla, Solar City, SpaceX. Next stop, Mars. So I was thinking about maybe wearing like the MAGA hat, the black one that he was always wearing to the Oval Office, right? I think then that one, because he would never wear the red one. He always wore the black one, right? I don't know. I could do the Doge one. Maybe that one won't annoy as many people, because if I wear the MAGA hat on the streets of Toronto, oh my God.
We can call the police on you.
There's going to be a lot. Yeah, you're going to get looks over here. There's no question about it. So this is interesting as well. Let's see your costume, Joey. Let's go. President or Donald.
My costume. He's picking
Donald Trump costume right away. First one. There you go. You're gonna wear this one, Joey?
No.
Or you're gonna just do the hair right there?
Yeah.
You're not gonna wear the mask?
No.
Oh no! Look at this guy.
That's crazy.
Is that Hakeem Jeffries? I mean, who's that on the back of President Trump right there, man? Nobody got that? Okay, you didn't get that, obviously. This is a good one too. Can you imagine walking around there with that one? And then you got this one over here. I like the red tie. Make America is back.
Stronger than ever. That's a way to put it politely. That's how the Canadians would phrase it.
Yeah, these are all actually pretty good. What the hell is this?
I like that one.
Is that a bobblehead mask?
Yeah, it might be one.
How does that even work? I need to know. Let's take a quick look here, Joey.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's just like a big ass.
What was that game where you had to do that? Remember that game, Sharif?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, these are actually pretty good, man. I might get this one over here. This is hilarious. I can't believe you didn't get the Hakeem Jeffries comment there.
No, I didn't.
That's crazy how you didn't get that, man.
I didn't even know who.
Oh my God, he's the minority leader in the in the U.S. House of Representatives, and Trump was putting sombrero memes on him all the time.
Really?
Yeah, because of the government shutdown. You see this? Yeah, it's on. It's all over Twitter. It's so funny. All right. Sorry, guys. It's just funny. All right, yeah, because we're completely detached from that kind of stuff because we're Canadian, obviously, so we don't take it too seriously. All right, AREB is breaking out. Here we go. Where's my AREB screen? It's just 1 second, Assassino, because AREB is breaking out right now, so we're going to take off IBIO, AREB. Let's see if this one retraces now. It's pumping back into the high of the day. 210, 215 is the high. It looks like it may be making an attempt to stay above the high of the day. And the reason I feel that is because usually it basically has a Christmas tree retracement. It makes a high into that 215, and then it's as quick to retrace back down into technical levels. So this time it's not doing that. It dropped already, held the 10 EMA, and now it's trying to run again. So let's keep an eye out here on AREB. If it takes out that level decisively and stays above, I'm gonna get involved. We're going to the big desk.
Guys, want to let you guys know here, we just got that 20-year note auction coming in here. 4.518% was the high yield prior to the auction. The auction comes out 4.506%. So again, 4.506%, 20-year bond high yield after the auction. Before the auction, it was 4.518. Back to you.
Oh man, so baitable. What are you looking at, Joey?
I'm Joey. Wear red tie too. You would look great in red. Thank you. Yes, Wes. I appreciate that for the kind words. Ebb and flow portfolio. What's up, our friend? Sharif, Joseph, I have no problem getting in. Okay, I read I have a problem, but it's no problem getting in at the right spots. Okay. I'm in them a lot. I just take profits at $400 and close a trade at $30. What is happening? Take profits at $400 and trade and close the. I didn't take profits. Oh, okay. You had $400 unrealized, and then you close the trade at $30. Hey, man, it goes to the saying. Like I was talking to Katina Man earlier in the morning. I'm like, okay, we always say all the time, you have to let your winners run, but to what extent? Okay, I'll take a loss on this NVDL trade as it's starting to come back in. Again, as I was saying just a couple moments ago, I was talking to Katina Man earlier this morning, just in reference to literally what we've been going on, Amazon trade, everything, just day-to-day trading life. You want to let your winners run, but to what extent? You have to have a plan in place, and if you hit that objective, then you just have to just go with the flow and abide by it. Gore, if you see me the other day, I was like, oh no, Amazon hit my target, what do I do? What do I do? Why am I putting that much stress and making it that complicated? It shouldn't be. You want to try to make things as simplistic as possible. Trading is not perfect, nor am I, but again, I let it run a little bit longer and it worked out. But what if it didn't? What if I woke up this morning and Amazon was down back to my entry price? You know how mad I would have been at myself that I just allowed all that unrealized to go away? Right. I would have been so mad. So just stick with the plan. Extract profits from the market if you have the ability to do so. Carter's like, hey, this morning I hit my daily goal. Joseph, what do I do? I said, see you tomorrow, man, essentially. Oh. You hit your goal. If you want to risk a little bit more, make sure you have even stricter risk parameters. 10%, that's all I'm willing to give up. So what you have to do, essentially, ebb and flow portfolio, is have that trade plan in place and just stick to it. Don't complicate it. That simple.
Well said, Joey. Well said. All right, continuing to watch here, ARMP, excuse me, still halted at 1375. Halt time, guys, I want to remind you, 1256, we're 105. So if it's going to be a 10-minute halt, we should be opening quite soon. Quite soon. It is 105, almost 106 now. So if it's going to open up in 10 minutes, to be a 10-minute halt, then it will open up on the 12-second time. So let's see exactly what time it is right now. Here we go. Nope, it will be a 15 or longer minute halt. So we will not open up at 10 minutes. It is now past that time. So, okay, we'll keep an eye here on ARMP. Again, can't see the theoretical auction price as a result of it trading on the MX network. So we'll just see in where it typically would have shown us the top, it'll just show us the last price, which is 1375. So that's all I'm looking at there. I'm continuing to watch as well AREB. I got in quickly over here, 205, stopped out at 2 as it lost 2, but it looks like it's holding the 10 EMA. It's not as quick to retrace this time around. And by that I mean, you know, when it was making new highs, it was quickly a wick into that level and then all the way back down. And did it multiple times. This time seems a little bit different. It seems to be finding support at the 10 EMA, which is generally around 190. I don't want to get caught up trying to guess what this one does. I'd rather pick it up, you know, off that $1.80, $1.75, where I see, you know, the trend line finding support. And if it holds up there, fantastic. But what I did this time around was, since it lost $2 again, but it's holding the 10 EMA, I've put in a breakout trade at around 201, 202. So if it gets back above there, it'll trigger me for a long. We'll see what that one does. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to let this one go, or pick it up again at the lower levels there. Again, 180, 175, in and around that area. D, the more I trade, the more I realize Matthew McConaughey was right. Fugazi, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, man, look, it's a difficult market, and a lot of people feel that it's sort of rigged in one direction. I don't happen to feel that way, but, you know, a lot of people have merit in how they feel, because sometimes there's quite a bit of bamboozlement in the market. So I can completely see what you're seeing, or what you're saying there, D. Sharif, can you please look at ARMP? Man, I've been looking at it all day, man. It's over here. It's halted at 1375. I've been nonstop yapping about this. The earliest time this will open is going to be, you know, basically 15 minutes after 56.12. So you add on to there, and that's the earliest this one will be open. Otherwise, we're just going to have to continue to wait 5 minutes at a time until it does open. We won't be able to see what the tap is because it's on the MX network. IBIO's catching a bit of a bid here, and this is one that we had earlier. Where's my IBIO screen? All right, we're gonna put it instead of MP here, Joey, because MP's, you know, the trade is done there. IBIO, let's take a look there. Not on the Nasdaq, it's on the NQ, excuse me. It's on the NQ, not the NY. All right, here we go. Let's do it. There we go. We've had a whole bunch of trades today on IBIO profitably. It's getting back into that 145 level, and that's where I stopped out last time. You'll see right around that 1245 time frame. So we know for a fact that IBIO had support at 145. Now look, if it clears 145, which is supposed to be resistance now, I'm going to get back involved. It's a good looking candle right now on the 5, and a good defend of the volume weighted average price, which is at 135. That candle at 1255 bottomed out at 136, so it held it quite nicely. So that's what I'm going to keep my eye on. IBIO and AREB are the two ones that I'm looking at entering right now. SABR is still holding trend, but if it breaks down below 20, it ends the trade. We lose 3 pennies a share. But that's what I'm looking at, Joey. AREB and IBIO.
All right, cool. I thought we were firing up the old news ski there.
Yeah, so we will in a second, brother.
Yeah. Oh, you're still trading? Yeah, rock and roll, man. Let's continue the grind, brother. That's what we want to see. Let's get back into NVDL here. Just because, man, bang, a nice little pop off of those support levels, liquidity grab, and we just punch as quick as you like. Just like that, man. It's a fact, Jack. Let's see if we can get this to continue. If not, it's going to break down. This could just be a big-time bull trap, and then we'll be in a little bit of trouble. And we don't want to end up right where we were earlier this morning because we're going to grind. But at what point is it like, hey, all right, we grind to a certain extent, and then you keep grinding, you're putting on the trades, but then you just kind of just dig yourself back to where you were. So, I mean, I have plenty of risk left on the session. So maybe it's just like, if this trade doesn't work, wait until 2 o'clock, wait until 3 o'clock, and see if anything arises. Don't need to be in anything all the time. QUBT putting in a pretty good signal around the lows, which is slightly attractive. But other than that, Sharif, what do you got for us?
All right, I want to tell them in Africa, guys, a new generation of leaders is rising. The woman boss empowers them. We provide the training and mentorship women and girls need to start businesses, create change, and build a sustainable future. We've already impacted over 10,000 lives, and your contribution creates that next opportunity. So if you're interested in helping out, scan that QR code and empower the next woman leader today. Shout out All right, Joey, here we go.
Are we ready?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm just gonna throw in a trade into AREB here, Joe, because it's holding up at the 10 EMA, and I want to participate in this one. If it's gonna hold up at the 10 EMA, that 10 EMA is at a very clear level of 190, so 188 gets me out of the trade.
Okay.
We have to put some profit takers though through into the 190s and the low 2s, and then we're gonna layer some of these orders for a nice price spike up. Honestly, I would love a high day break here, and that would have to take us above 215. ARMP is open and is going to hold down. There's a parameter. Sorry, Bovin. I don't know why Streamlabs was blocking your comment. I unblocked it there, but we are going to hold down now. If we stay in this parameter for a few more seconds, and we'll get the gray out. There it is. Second hold down now on ARMP. What a move. On the day for this name, a little up, a little down. It's obviously up 285%, so the bull's still winning out despite the halt down, Joey. Shout out to Ninja Bread, 199 super chat. Do you see a buy level for Oklo? I thought 120. I'd love to know your time frame. Are you intraday trading? Are you swing trading? So that I know off which time frame to look. You said, I thought 120, but it's trading at 116.59. I'm just gonna look at the daily here and see why maybe you were thinking 120. Okay, I see what you're saying. In and around this area over here, sure. But it looks like it's magnetically pulling into the 50 EMA. So if we were to close at this level, this would be a healthy pullback for Oklo into that 50. Also, it jives with that 110 support. I wouldn't have been looking at 120, brother. I would have been looking at this area over here from the September 25th to October 2nd, we certainly held that 110 area as a level of support before we rocketed almost into 200 bucks. So this 115 area could bleed a little bit more and drop into 110. That's where I'd be looking just on a daily. Quick look at the weekly over here to take a gander, which is also the 10 EMA generally on the weekly. Let me go to the 4-hour, see what the 4-hour shows. 200 moving average on the 4, and that's the exponential. The orange level is the simple moving average. So Oklo getting shellacked today, Joey. Yeah. 17%. Shout out to Altman and crew, who's obviously got some involvement in that nuclear name, Joe. So quickly, just want to go back to AREB. We're taking some prints here. So we got that beak wetter at 198, but we're still south of 2. We'll look for a move into 215. We're going to go to the big desk with news with Adair, and when we get back, we'll be ready for the actual news segment.
Keep an eye here on OMEX, Odyssey, Marine Explorers, and also TMC. Now, New York Times reporting that apparently people familiar with the deep sea mining sector are saying that the Trump admin has been considering further government investments and eyeing areas like rare earth magnets and deep sea mining. So again, looks like U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly, or his administration anyway, reportedly considering further government investments, not only just in rare earth magnets, but also in deep sea mining. Again, the tickers here, OMEX and TMC. I also want to let you guys know, apparently Elon Musk here actually congratulated Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, on X for their quantum advancements there, saying, quote, congrats. Looks like quantum computing is becoming relevant. Back to you.
All right, Joey, let's get started. Yeah. I'm just going to put this on a screen that I don't need.
One thing, yeah, I'm probably gonna hop. Yeah, I'm gonna hop out of here on NVDA. Not gonna put on any more trades. Full disclosure, getting slightly I'm frustrated now because I'm exactly right where I started the show, and that's not where I want to be. So I'm sitting on my hands for the remainder of the session, waiting for some primetime opportunities.
All right, Joey, let's talk about Netflix because they reported yesterday after the bell, and they are SSR today, and they're down below 10%, 10.25%. And it's been a tough time for Netflix as of late. Obviously, Elon Musk took to X to attack them and some of the shows that they have on there, which dropped the stock a little bit, I think 15% off highs. And then we get another bit of negative news today with Brazil. So let's talk about it. EPS came in at 587. The street was actually looking for just below 7, 697 expected. The company's saying that the miss was driven by a 10% Brazilian tax dispute. Revenue was in line with expectations, just a little bit higher than 11.5 billion, but it is a healthy increase year over year, 17%, really led by subscriber growth. Oh boy, AREB is absolutely tanking, Joey. So did I get out of that? Yeah, I did. I got perfect. Okay, great. The stop triggered very well. We didn't lose that much per share. 5 cents per share. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's keep going over here. The tax expense was related, the company is saying, to payments from Brazilian entities to foreign operations, which was actually charged in Q3 after Netflix deemed it reasonably likely to lose its legal appeal. So they actually realized it on its books for accounting purposes. That's the bad news. The good news is this is a one-off expense that likely will not recur in the next year on the quarter or even next quarter. So not a bad look there. Let's talk about their ad business, because it's been a very burgeoning part of their business model, the new ad tier, where the more you watch, the more ads they generate and the more they get paid, obviously. They reported that it's best ad sales quarter ever, with ad revenue expected to double year over year in 2025, though Netflix did not disclose the total ad revenue figures. Analysts still feel that, the fact that they're not showing you how much they're making in ads really means, and I don't happen to subscribe to this thinking, but this is what analysts are saying, it means that subscription revenues, not ad revenues, remain the main growth engine for the company. Whether you agree with that sort of assessment or not, that's what analysts, or some of these analysts, are saying. Let's talk about their financial outlook, Joey. They're guiding here net income to come in at $2.5 versus $2.33 billion year over year. The profit growth intact, despite some margin compression concerns.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. Obviously, digital ads starting to pick up in Netflix. I read on the report. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they'll be fine. What's down the pipeline, I'm not enthusiastic about it. I think what they previously had, like Hunting Wives, I heard that was pretty entertaining. I didn't watch any of it or anything along those lines, but Wednesday season 2 wasn't very good in my opinion. And they got Stranger Things, the final season coming out. I know a lot of individuals looking forward to that. So again, there are some attractive things. Obviously with Netflix, you're going to have the originals, so I'm looking forward to some more of those coming out. And obviously with the Brazilian tax authorities, not too good of a look. But I think in the long run, Netflix will be just fine, Sharif. I think maybe that had to do a little bit of the summer. More people are outside in this latter half of the final quarter of the year. Maybe you'll get a little bit of an uptick, even though they don't tell you subscriptions or anything along those lines anymore. But I think that's going to be the case. Summertime, people want to be inside, not watching TV.
All right, Adara, this was sort of a mixed report. I mean, there were a lot of good things, but there were also some headwinds.
Yeah, I think with Netflix, as you mentioned too, the sentiment around it going into the report was a bit negative because Elon Musk and also other people kind of in his, I guess, X circle were not super positive about some of the content there on Netflix. I think with Netflix too, though, like as you mentioned there, the fact that this is a one-time charge, I think does alleviate some spirits. I remember when Sean and I saw these earnings and saw the earnings per share miss in particular, we were both like kind of just waiting to see what the charge is going to be, because it did seem, and that was actually correct, like it was something related to a one-time charge. Very happy that that is the case. Now, in terms of content, though, like as you said, Joe, it's kind of hard because they have a lot of Netflix originals, but one of their most famous, I think, Stranger Things, that's going to be coming to an end. And from what I've heard a lot from people who subscribe to Netflix, or just in general, people within the entertainment space, the issue with Netflix is a lot of their shows are getting canceled after one season now. So it's really hard if you'll get into a Netflix show and then you kind of, you can't watch anymore because it's done now. So I think longevity of their, I guess, original product, that would certainly be something for Netflix to work on. But I mean, hey, I am not a Netflix associate. I have no reason to speak on this, I guess. Either way, though, I think that's maybe something for NFLX to work for in the future. GSIT report, especially knowing that this tax issue is going to be non-recurring.
Thank you for that. We've been talking about this, though. They've been moving into the live sports business.
Yeah, the live sports.
And I happen to like that. They obviously messed up with Tyson and Paul with the buffering, but that didn't happen next time around, because I know that they had another event after that, and it was pretty good. So they dealt with it quite well.
Yep. Well, Canelo and Crawford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get any buffering issues that time around. And here's the deal, Joey. Do you think this sports thing for them is a blessing and a curse? Because they're going to have to spend up the yin yang to compete with the Apples, with the Amazons, whoever else.
The Paramount Plus.
Well, they probably got more money than Paramount, Joey, because they're a bigger company. I mean, like the big tech companies, though, that are throwing their hat into the ring now for streaming.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of what I'm concerned about there. There's going to have to be CapEx, not AI CapEx, but CapEx, obviously, to acquire these licenses.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's obviously good in terms of user growth, but it's got to manifest some sort of way in profitability.
I totally agree. Absolutely. Super chat, do you want to put it up there?
Absolutely.
Right.
There it is. Sharif, what parameters do you typically use for intraday screening? My trading style seems to be very similar to yours. I'm always a little late. Oh, me too, brother. So I'll just start quickly with my scanner. So the scanner that I have on the top is a gap scanner. Lots of people know what this is. You're just looking for the top percentage gappers on the day, okay? And what I do is I've got a couple of filters that I employ, and they're super simple. I want to know everything that's above 85 pennies, typically because I want to know the ones that are getting close to that dollar. I try to stay away from the sub $1 stocks, but this is a way for me to know the ones that are on the way to a dollar. And then I have a volume filter as well. So a price filter number 1, volume filter number 2. I put 250,000 only because I want to know about the ones making a move into a million. Typically, I'll insist on 1 million shares at least traded on the day. It's not a hard and fast rule like some of my my other rules, but this one I try to respect most of the time. Now, in terms of what I look for on the scanner there, so I have a couple of different columns that I use. I have two change percentages, right? I have change percentage from the open from 4:30 a.m. and I also have change percentage from 9:30. And so from 4 a.m., sorry, not 4:30. And the reason I do that is because I want to know the ones that were moving in the pre-market versus the ones that are actually moving after the bell, so that you know that the best trade isn't sort of behind them, so to speak. So those are the two there. And then I have the gap percentage. Volume, I have 3 different volume columns over here. Volume total on the day, the average volume that the stock typically does, so I can realize how many RVOL we're doing, and the 5-minute volume, because I want to know if it was doing shares now and breaking out now, or whether it had its more liquid time earlier in the day. And then the shortable, I have different columns on this one, but I want to see how many shares available are short, so that way I'm able to gauge whether it's easy to borrow or not, right? So that way you can know if there's going to be like an upside pressure. If it's easy to borrow, shorts will get involved more readily, and then there will be a bit of a price cap. You'll notice that. So those are my scanner rules. My entry rules are super simple: above the volume weighted average price, above the pre-market high, and then you obviously get a bit more nuance. Is it holding technicals here? What's the price action, support and resistance? That's typically how I do things. Thanks, Capital E, for the $5 Canadian super chat. Joey.
Yes, sir.
Let's go on to the next topic. All right, I got to get out of SABR because it's losing the 10 EMA on the 5. So we're going to flatten out there and get out of that. Excuse me. Let's talk about Meta striking a $27 billion AI data center deal with Blue Owl Capital. So Meta announced a $27 billion joint venture, yes, with, of course, Blue Owl Capital, to develop its Hyperon data center out in Louisiana. Blue Owl is going to own about 80% of the project, and they're going to contribute about $7 billion in cash, while Meta, for their part, they're going to retain 20% ownership, and they're going to manage the construction as well as the operations of the data center. Meta will also receive, Joey, a one-time $3 billion payout, you know, sort of improving that short-term liquidity despite maintaining control over the infrastructure. So the Hyperon facility, just to give you an idea, is going to be Meta's largest data center ever, and is going to span an area equivalent of 1,700 football fields. What? I threw that into chat today to like see, is that as large as Manhattan? And it gave me like the stupidest response. It's like 1,700 football fields is the size of the data center that Meta's building in Louisiana. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? I'm asking because of that. So chat completely pooped the bed there. Expected completion by 2030, guys. It's going to be a phased construction allowing early deployment of AI workloads, so they're not going to have to wait till the entire thing's been built out. It's going to be built out in stages. And apparently, listen to this, Joe. The site, the data center, is going to consume twice the daily power of New Orleans.
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean? Reflecting massive scale of energy.
Like, which one were we just talking about that is essentially you can power New York with it? They're building, I think, the NVDA in partnership with somebody else. No, it's all right. It's just phenomenal, the energy required to build some of these. And this is how we're sticking. It's going to be the CapEx, and you're going to have more of these data centers being built out. And guess what? You got to build it somehow, and it needs to be powered. But how? How are you going to power it?
It's
nuclear
just
energy,
eye-watering,
right?
Yeah.
It's a substantial amount of power required. And how could, I mean, I'm not going to get all political and everything, but I mean, hey, I don't know how good that is for the environment. One data center using the amount of power as New York and Louisiana. Did you say Louisiana or New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans. All right, New Orleans. New Orleans. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of energy. There's going to be plays around it across the board. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen, so you may as well learn how to make a dollar off of it.
All right, Adara, what do you make of this headline? Interesting type. I think we've spoken about this already last week. The Louisiana Hyperon data center.
Yeah, I was going to say, this was reported last week. Now it's confirmed. It's kind of, what we expected. The size of it is massive. That's the one thing that kind of made my eyes pop, how many football fields it will be. But I do think, again, if we see more deals like this could lead to, not even lead to, we already have these concerns, or people are already having these concerns, but this, I guess, could continue these concerns about energy usage in these communities. Other than that, I don't have much to say on this. Good look, I guess, for META. Let's see how it turns out.
All right, let's go on to the next topic. Tesla reports after the bell today, and it's going to be a big one. It's expected to report Q3 earnings of around $26.25 billion, Randy. That's going to be a 4.2% bump year over year, and it's really driven by buyers rushing to capture that $7,500 EV tax credit, which expired, of course, on the 30th of September. Analysts, though, expect automotive gross margins, excluding those regulatory credits, Randy, to come in at 15.6%. That would be down from their gross margins last year of 17.05. So we'll have to see how that all jives out. But people are going to want to know about these new standard models and how much they're making on these. Because, Randy, they dropped the price substantially, about $5,000 to $5,500 lower. They did remove some options, but is that enough to sort of maintain the margins on the product? They shrunk the battery size. They removed the rear screen to offset slow demand. They also cut the lease prices on the premium variants, another margin compressing issue there. But everybody's going to want to hear about the robotaxi. You're going to want to hear about Optimus. And you're going to want to hear about some of these these 1.2, what's his thing at now? 1.2 billion dollar pay package? No, the pay package, right?
Yeah.
They're going to want to hear about that as well.
I thought you could say valuation. I thought you were talking about the valuation of SpaceX.
Yeah, no, it's just like the actual pay package themselves. What do you make of this, Joey?
I mean, it's interesting. We know that this is the case. The car business is definitely Yeah, for sure. The car business is definitely tighter on the margin front. We all know that. Yeah. Coming up with the cheaper model, obviously going to compress that, which obviously is not good either.
Right.
But it's what's the pipeline down the pipeline tree. If we talk about it time and time again, this is probably one of the most forward-looking names out of the Meg, out of maybe one of the whole complete stock market. So we need to hear some big things coming out on Robotaxi and with Optimus.
All right, Randy, let's hear your take, brother.
I have a chair. No. One thing you didn't mention.
Yes, go ahead.
Tesla.
Yep.
Power sales. Mega packs. Okay, their power industry is a money maker. Grid stability, grid storage. I want to see that. I also want to see some semi sales.
Another one.
Semi's been flat. Come on, what happened to Pepsi, Anheuser-Busch, all these companies that order the semis? Where are they? I want to see delivery numbers. They fall off the chart because it's a lower piece of the pie. I want to see those two pieces.
I definitely want to hear
Power's a big generator.
Energy storage has been growing.
It's monsters. It's like one of their best margins, fastest growing product, I think,
so
for
it's
a while now.
not just the cars I want to see, but you're right. I just want to add those two pieces.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely. Thank you for that, Randy.
Thanks, brother.
Couldn't be more accurate. We'll have to wait and see exactly how that's all going. We're going to. Okay, but we have to go anyway because she has got a comment. So should we not go? Period?
You're not even there.
Okay, so let's just go on to the next story then. Here we go. Let's go to Baidu, expanding their robo-taxi ambitions to Europe. Baidu was up, in the pre-market there. So Baidu's Apollo Go will begin test drives in Switzerland this December, marking the company's first robo-taxi deployment on European roads. Together, they plan to launch a fully driverless taxi called Amigo by Q1 of 27 using Baidu's RTX electric vehicles. The Switzerland program represents Baidu's most concrete step towards European commercialization to date, Joey. We know that there's many different participants in this. There's Pony AI in China that's launching a fleet in Luxembourg with year. The public launch, I think, is coming out next year. Uber as well, partnering with SoftBank-backed Wavy to start autonomous ride trials in the spring of 26. So this Go platform, which is already logged 5 million autonomous rides across Chinese cities such as Wuhan and Beijing, has their work cut out for them because there's a whole bunch of people throwing their hat into this ring.
Yeah, absolutely. Shreve, you know what's funny? I think that let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard anything about the autonomy or anything along those lines here in Toronto, Canada?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We made a joke about it.
Why are we so late?
I think it's the traffic is really bad.
Yeah, but there's bad traffic in San Diego. There's bad traffic in LA. You go down to Texas. There's bad traffic there. I'm going to assume, I've never been there, but Miami probably has bad traffic. There's autonomy in that realm as well too. So I'm just curious as to why we're so late on the adoption of certain things. But 150 all the way down to 117.09. That's 22% off of those highs. But look at this breakout. You have this multi-month consolidation, and you punch through that 93 level, and sure enough, you're not quite doubling in price, but it's not too bad of a look. In Baidu, 74% off of some of those.
Andre, there's something with the stream. I don't know if Fabian wants to take a look. There's people complaining in the chat.
Stream copy.
Right, yeah, there's a whole bunch. All right, Adara, Baidu expanding their robotaxi ambitious to Europe.
These companies, are going to continue releasing these types of products if they're well received, and I think it makes sense. Let's see how it does, though, because as we're kind of seeing here, a lot of these companies, some European launches, but mostly it's been either certain areas of the U.S. or, the Middle East, right? So it's kind of interesting. Now we're seeing, as you mentioned here in this note as well, this push into Europe with Pony AI, Luxembourg, Stellantis, Waymo going into London. So I think this is a pretty interesting look here for BIDU. Let's see how it goes with regards to how the launch actually is received. It's interesting, too. This did not, I looked at this straight pre-market, didn't have too much of a move pre-market, but the stock had a nice push to the upside off the open, so good look for BIDU and their self-driving efforts. I want to mention as well, Amazon, AMZN, they did have a catalyst here, guys. So Amazon apparently announcing the development of smart delivery glasses to help drivers stop hazards, navigate doorsteps, and improve delivery. So Amazon reportedly working here on some smart delivery glasses. Back to you.
Hey, let's talk about AT&T beating on subscriber estimates and iPhone demand. So they had their call today. They added about 405,000 postpaid wireless subscribers in Q3, which beat the estimates easily. The street was looking for 334,000. They got 405. The gains were driven by strong iPhone promotions, which they bundled with their wireless fiber package and aggressive marketing during the Apple launch cycle. They printed about $30.7 billion in revenue. They did miss on that number, though, so it was a miss on the top line. 30.87 the street was looking for. Their EPS, adjusted EPS, mind you, came in at 54 pennies, which met expectations. And the company continues to balance their subscriber growth with the rising promotional equipment cost, which is obviously pressuring their margins. Let's talk about that bundling strategy, especially when it comes with fiber, broadband, and wireless. And that's what they're doing. They're combining the two, which is paying off. Over 41% of fiber households now also subscribe to mobile plans. The integrated model improves, customer retention and reduces churn. They're also looking to expand their spectrum, Joey. They announced a $23 billion deal with EchoStar, which we did report to you guys on, to acquire a wireless spectrum license and expand that 5G and next-gen connectivity capacity. They're also trying to strengthen their network quality, Joey, and coverage moat. Their mobility unit, which is obviously cell phones, they climbed about 6.1% year over year on revenue. Their operating costs, though, continue to climb 3.8%, and their business wireless revenue dropped 7.8%.
Cool. All right. A lot of people are, so we'll touch on AT&T quick. A lot of people are saying a Quad U is rolling. We're going to get into that momentarily. Thank you, On the Rail TV. We'll take a look at Quad U. It's not really doing anything right now, guys, so it's not pumping or anything. Earlier move in the day. But as for the sales, the demand's high. I think we'll be all right. Again, we talk about that 12-13% growth in iPhone sales. Are we going to get that? We'll just have to be patient and wait and see. 17 was the 16 was Dan Ives super cycle. Maybe it was just prolonged into the 17 because, as Sharif mentioned, there was issued. His mom had to wait till November.
She got one though.
That was ordering it,
yes,
right? That was ordering it, right?
They keep getting more in inventory, and when they get it, they update.
They update it.
Like
so
that.
yeah, I mean they're spitting them out. Production pretty good, which is positive. But again, I think you just have to be patient and and wait for these numbers to come out. And starting with AT&T and some of these providers, I think that's a good look considering. So as for the stock, it's obviously not the best trade.
You're in this for the divvy, man.
Yeah. You're a divvy player.
You know what I mean?
I mean, but like if you're a divvy player, if you're an aristocrat, then at the end of the day, from what is it, approximately December of 19 to what is it?
$1.11 divvy,
to 23. Yeah, but you lose like 40% of the value of the stock, right? So like 56%, which isn't necessarily a good thing, but a nice little rebound off of those $14, almost doubling in price right there, a little bit more, 104% off of the October 23 lows. This is the weekly, but you're getting a nice little bounce. Let those iPhone sales come out. Maybe if they're extremely strong, you get an additional move, and who knows what's going to happen from that point.
All right, Adair, AT&T.
Talk about Apple first, AAPL, because there's some news here. Noted supply chain analyst here, Ming-Chi Kuo, saying that iPhone Air demand has dropped below expectations. We'd previously seen reports about this, so it's not too shocking. And that it's actually prompted suppliers to scale back production and shipments. Apparently, most suppliers are expected to cut their capacity by over 80% by Q1 2026. So I just want to mention, we have Ming-Chi Kuo going over this again. Again, it's mostly stuff we knew, but interesting. Worth noting he posted there, as you can see, a little bit of a drop here in Apple, at least temporarily, on that number. Now, let's talk here a little bit about AT&T. I think one thing I do want to mention here with regards to the super cycle or not is actually CEO of AT&T during the company's earnings call mentioned the possibility of a super cycle, and he said he doesn't think that this is a super cycle for the iPhone 17, but that the demand has been strong in the cycle. Apple stock dropped a little bit when he said this, around probably 11-15. But yeah, I mean, I think the $23 billion EchoStar deal, that's going to be something maybe to watch going forward. Mixed report, like a lot of the reports that we saw for earnings day one today. Not too much to say other than I think watching that iPhone and Apple demand, as you kind of alluded to there, Joe. I think that's going to be key maybe for this.
Moving on, let's talk about Texas Instruments weak outlook and analyst downgrade. So TXN dropped about 8% in the pre-market after posting, yes, mixed Q3 results, issuing a softer than expected outlook. Analysts did highlight, though, a weaker revenue forecast as well as ongoing margin compressions. EPS and revenue did meet the street's expectations, but the guidance is what dropped the stock. It fell short. And it really comes down to analog chips. Now, analog chips, as the name denotes, obviously are analog, and they were historically important for old build-outs, but they've kind of gained favor lately with their inclusion into AI servers. And that's why, the likes of MCHP, TXN, a lot of these other analog chip makers were running lately, but feels, Joey, that the demand for them lately has been a bit sluggish. Jefferies, for their part, they maintained the hold rating on TXN and dropped the price target, though, from 185 to 180. Morgan also trimmed their price target from 190 to 175, based on the weaker revenue outlook, again, because of the glut of inventory of these analog chips. Joey, though, management outlook points to continued softness through March, so that one can assume there's no immediate demand recovery. Jefferies echoes that same sentiment, saying that the analog segment is going to continue to underperform in 25, but they're looking at Q2 of next year as to where we may start seeing the end of the bottom
performance. Yeah, I mean, as for this name, we'll get back into the daily and see what's going on. But essentially what I wanted to talk about a little bit here was that the fact that obviously Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said, hey, you guys want to build out here, invest a little bit more, build some more data centers. So they actually doubled their investment, which was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, in the AI build out, which is pretty good for TXN. Now, are you going to see an ROI on that anytime soon? I think you have to be patient on this. I tried a couple attempts on swing trades here with TXN, and you know what's funny, Sharif? I thought that this name would be climbing a little bit higher, performing substantially better than what it currently is, considering why it's home-based, right? It essentially is onshored, but we don't see that. So I'm really curious to see what we get in the next quarter, a couple of reports. I think it's going to take some time, but if there is some demand for their next chips, whatever they may be providing, then give this name a little bit of time, and buying at the lows isn't horrible. They're investing more in the United States, as according to our Mr. Lutnick himself, and then as for the stock, you do get that gap down, holding 164, breaking through it, now just below 160. Wait for this name to rebound. That downtrend is still fully intact, But who knows what? Who knows if you get a bounce, multiple gap down scenario, you can see Shreve gap down in 25, an additional gap down. Additional gap down here, yeah, extremely volatile. So be patient on this. And if you continuously see that, I think at one point, I don't know if you're going to get down to the 144 realm, that would be pretty hectic. But I'd be looking to buy it because, again, investing in the United States, INTC, 10% stake from Donald Trump. They're working with the government. I think that Texas Instruments can fall into that same category.
Sounds good. Adara, TXN.
Yeah, not much to say here that you guys didn't cover. I think with TXN, you know, probably not helping the stock that we had, again, pretty tepid earnings and then also tepid guidance with the EPS guide, totally missing estimates. It's pretty funny as we start talking about it, the stock drops further. Not much here to say, though.
All right, let's go on to the next ticker, just looking at some of these market moves. Warner Brothers Discovery rejecting a $60 billion Paramount Skydance bid. Yeah, well, the shares definitely like that reaction as they surged 11% yesterday. Not sure where they're at right now, as they did reject that offer. The offer was basically a $24 per share offer, mostly in cash. It was deemed too low by the board and management, given the company's media assets, as well as the future restructuring plans that they really haven't disclosed to us yet. WBD, well, they've said parts of it, but we don't really know the entire thing. Their assets include Warner Brothers Films, TV studios, as well as HBO Max and the most coveted name in news, CNN. The company said it will explore all strategic options, including a sale, a split, or an alternative separation structure. What's under review, the strategic options here, they had previously announced the split into two divisions. They want it to be a studio-centric unit as well as a cable-focused arm for their linear television, all by next year. Now the board is weighing whether or not to proceed with the planned split, possibly sell the entire company, sell separate units such as, Warner Brothers in one section, Discovery Global in another, or they could consider a merger and a spin-off hybrid, potentially spinning off Discovery Global while merging the studio division. So many different options here. The potential buyers, though, Joey, there are not too many, but there is some. We got obviously Paramount Skydance, who had their bid rejected. Comcast as well, CMCSA. Netflix are reportedly evaluating bids as well. And then you got the monsters, the hyperscalers, the Amazons, the Apples, both seeking scale in content as well as streaming infrastructure. Joey, what do you make of this whole thing?
So I think this is when the news was brought to us, right? I think roughly in earlier September. Shreve, I don't know if you recall September 12th there. This was when we heard about this potential bid.
Yep.
Now it's rejected. So, I mean, it's holding up pretty good. I thought that you'd see some continuous selling. That's Warner Brothers, PSKY. Take a look at that name. Relatively new. We only have so much data on this one, August 7th, and continuing to climb. Again, it is a competitive business. We know that Disney was struggling for years to even turn a profit, obviously, with Disney Plus. I'm not saying that these guys aren't, but you have Disney in the streaming business, as Shreve mentioned. You have Amazon Prime. You have Netflix. You got Apple TV and all of these other names. You're in a competitive world here. So I'm curious, is it worth it for Warner Brothers to take that? Will Paramount come with another bid slightly higher? I don't know. Usually if it's rejected, do you see anything along those lines? Okay, we'll give you $26 a share.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for something along those lines to see if they up that ante a little bit, Shreve.
All right. Dara, what do you make of this Paramount Skydance tie-up?
It's interesting because for as many headlines as we got from Warner Brothers yesterday, a lot of them didn't really, as you guys kind of mentioned, they didn't really change what we already know. Like the first thing that really started this move for Warner Brothers yesterday, hello Ramin there, at around 8 a.m. on Tuesday, was they had this press release saying that they are exploring strategic options. And they said, though, primarily as they explore these, they're still working on that business separation. So it looks like what we thought was going to be their goal remains their primary goal. Then later in the day, we got the news that they reportedly rejected the Paramount offer. So yeah, I think with Warner Brothers, lots of headlines kind of coming out yesterday. And as I kind of alluded to earlier, I don't think many of them changed our fundamental picture of the company. So for right now, it's interesting, but a lot of it feels kind of speculative or question mark until we get more details.
Let's talk about Ford. We're calling 1.4 million vehicles amid a rear view camera fault. Oh no. The bad drivers are not going to be able to drive. So they already can't drive. Recalling 1.4 million vehicles in the U.S. due to a rear view camera malfunction that may result in distorted or blank images while reversing. The recall covers a wide range of models. So if you've got a 2015 to 2019 Flex, that's you. If you've got a 2015 Explorer, like the one Ram crashed, that's you as well. If you got
You say 2016,
it's her birthday. I shouldn't be dunking on her like that.
No, you can get dunked on your birthday.
I
man.
know. I feel bad for that one. 2015 to 2016. What's that? Of course, exactly.
What, Ram's drifting video?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have it. Yes, so by the way, this is coming out tonight. Shout out to Ram. She put this entire thing together for Tesla's earnings. It's going to get, what time is it going to get released, Ram? 4:29 on the dot on YouTube. So if you guys want to know the deal with what Tesla, what's brewing at Tesla, all the nuances, make sure to catch Ram's video right there with Elon and the new Model 3 behind him there, Joey. So shout out to Ram again. It's her birthday.
I want to know what Ram asked for her birthday.
Yeah, what did you ask for?
Don't lie. I know you did.
You got the 16 last time, right? You got the iPhone 16.
Didn't you give it back, or
she
is that
did?
It? Did you got it
because
back?
She got mad at him. She got the 16 last time, Katina, man.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, no, that's your baby. So this is the actual accident there.
Were you drifting?
At least it's a.
I didn't do it.
I know you didn't.
Who didn't?
Some other idiot.
All right, don't worry about it. She's drifting, man.
Shout out to Ram.
That's crazy.
So yeah, what else is there? The Escape, Fusion, the Taurus 2018 to 2019, and the 2020 Mustang. So it's going to be the 4 dealers that are going to replace or repair the cameras at no cost to the customers. Despite the setbacks, though, Joey, Ford did report a record Q3 for EV sales, which surged about 20% year over year. The most they've ever sold in a quarter, almost 86,000 vehicles with the Mach-E, posting its best quarter ever, up 50.7% in sales.
Yeah.
Joey, is this a short-term blip because of the $7,500 EV tax credit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what I find funny? Sharif is like, okay, they confirmed the recall covers a wide range of models, including 2015 and 2019, 2015 Explorer, 2015 C-Max. These are 10-year-old cars.
They are, bro.
So how, like, at what point is like, hey, it's just a problem across the board and we're not going to fix it on our dime?
Yeah, they don't want
a 10-year-old vehicle.
Yeah,
like,
they don't want to expose themselves to that.
Well,
right?
I understand that, but it's like, okay, what, your drivetrain warranty ends after how many kilometers?
Yeah.
But everything else, I don't know. I don't know how good that is for Ford. Guys, you know where I stand in just the car space? That's not any form of stock other than Tesla, because there's more going for it. Ford, GM, whatever it may be, Stellantis, everything along those lines, is a no-go for me. Absolutely. I will not be owning any BYD, whatever it is, Sharif, no matter what the growth is. I don't like owning car names.
Yeah,
I'm going to stick
quite
with that.
frankly, especially
even if
legacy.
you're a dividend gentleman out there, zero chance. Like
0% chance.
0% chance.
All right, Adara, big recall here. 1.4 million vehicles, rear view camera. What do you make of this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, certainly not a great look, but if you think about it too, how a lot of these car companies generally respond to these recalls, right? They'll kind of happen. It might impact the stock, or often it doesn't, and then they move on. As you can see here, a little bit of a drop. Oh, this is just the Nasdaq, so I'm sorry, I'm really tired here. But either way, here with Ford, yeah, I think this recall is worth noting. But again, like we talk about this all the time with Tesla, we'll have a recall story, and then the stock will maybe have a blip, and then it'll just kind of recover. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think it is interesting, though, that Trump just announced here on Truth Social that apparently he received calls from Mary Barra of GM and also Bill Ford, who is the executive chairman of Ford, to thank him for his truck tariff. So I think maybe tariff stories, in addition to the EV tax credit, story to look forward, or not look forward to, but keep an eye on going forward for GM and Ford and Tesla.
Go ahead, Joey.
One thing here, Sharif, someone's mentioning, I've seen a couple people say it in the chat, Fidelity, IBKR, Webull, TOS, they're all experiencing some form of issues. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at here. But what I'm looking at, Sharif, my options chain is fine. I'm getting quotes and everything along those lines. Is it an additional AWS?
I'm not
issue
having
here.
any issues with
I got
my
no
platform.
issues here either, but I just seen, yes, Fidelity is down.
Maybe because we're in Canada, they have a different server out here.
We got the better servers over here. So Hopin options is frozen, says Mr. Tendy.
Robinhood 2, Blue Arrow says.
Yeah, I'm getting full-on quotes here, guys. Everything is good. So let's pull up Ford to see if that's working. Okay, I mean, I think I'm not surprised with that on Ford. We'll pull back Tesla up. Guys, I'll just do it in real time so you can see. Not having any issues whatsoever right now. Still getting the quotes and everything along those lines. We'll put another very positive name or popular name from an open interest standpoint. Yeah, no issues right now. Wow, 185 strike price, 151,000 contract, Sharif. Sorry to kind of digress, with 76,000 contracts at that specific level, 94,000 at 187. That's not too bad of a look there. Expiring this week. Let's say while we're here, we may as well go over to next week and see what's going on. 185 again, putting in the most size. So interesting stuff. As for Tesla, guys, we talked about the expected move, and look at the options market price in the volatility already, 119%.
All right, guys, let's go to Mattel, missing their Q3 estimates as tariffs hit North American sales. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this. Shares fell at least 4% yesterday in after hours following the Q3 earnings as well as a revenue miss. They reported 89 pennies for adjusted EPS, which easily missed the 107 expected by the street on revenue of 1.74 billion, again missing the 1.83, so a miss on the top and bottom line. Net income as well fell year over year, down to 278 million. Compare that to the 372 they took home last year on the quarter. So some issues there, obviously, with margin compression. They're saying it mostly is tariff related. This marks the first miss for Mattel in 3 quarters as, again, tariff and weaker domestic demand weigh on the results. Let's get a little bit more into that tariff story. CEO blamed President Trump's tariffs for raising input costs and forcing U.S. price hikes earlier this year. The company cited, quote, industry-wide shifts in retailer ordering patterns, which slowed the shipments during Q3. North American sales dropped 12% year over year on the quarter, led by weakness in infant, toddler, as well as preschool toys. Tariffs have hit the entire toy industry, though, Joey. Mattel noted it's reducing its China sourcing to below 40%, obviously, to try to avoid those tariffs. That's a substantial amount because we know that China was the biggest toy manufacturer in the world. A recent rebound, though, in U.S. orders early Q4 suggests maybe some short-term demand stabilization is happening here. They're also expanding into entertainment and licensing. They're pushing to diversify their revenue through media and partnerships. The company teamed up with Hasbro as well as Netflix to launch that K-pop Demon Hunters themed dolls product, which I care very little about. New toy lines include dolls, action figures, and playsets, Joey, tied to that animated film. What do you think?
Wait, you don't like that K-pop new animated film there?
Bro, when I was reading it this morning in the Netflix thing, I was like, what am I even reading? I don't even know what this is. I don't care. It interests me almost none.
Sharif, we're probably about 30 years past our toy days.
Bro, I just don't care about like TV in general. Like unless it's sports,
sports, you care less. Same.
No,
I'm around the same thing. But I go sports says sports and stonks. I like sports and stonks.
I haven't, Haley. I haven't watched almost like none of these shows in a while, Haley. So I don't even know if it's good or bad, Haley. I'm not commenting on the quality. I really am not.
You're not missing anything. But I mean, if you are going to watch something, it's obviously K-pop Demon Hunters, just in case.
What do you say to this cat?
Right. No, I'm being obviously sarcastic, guys. I don't even know if they still offer this dividend. I was trying to look it up. 2.5%, 13 cents a share. Stock's been in a multi-year consolidation, not doing too much for Mattel. Other than that, I ain't playing with any form of toys, sports in stocks. What's up, brother? Yeah, so that's all I really have to say is about Mattel. I don't know if the dividend is still offered, and the stock has just been consolidating. Do I want to own it? Absolutely not.
Is that Brendo?
Yeah, it is. He's in a sweater, man.
What's he doing here? What the hell? All right, Adara, Mattel, missing Q3 estimates, blaming the tariffs. Let's go.
Oh, big smile in the chat.
Is certainly not fantastic for Mattel today, though. Again, decent recovery. Basically, the high of day was looks like basically yesterday's high. But yeah, I think that the tariff blaming sometimes for certain companies, it does seem a little bit, overblown. But when you look at the fact that this is their first miss in 3 quarters, and this quarter does coincide with when the tariffs were implemented, kind of makes sense, at least as a reason to potentially bring this up. And I think it's interesting, too, even with the price increases, the tariff impacts, international sales still up 3%. But the fact that, like, I would say maybe their most iconic brand, Barbie, sales down 17% across. A little bit scary. Again, though, I'm guessing Christmas quarter is probably their best quarter. Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, or not birthday gifts, just Christmas gifts and gifts in general here. So I'm expecting, hopefully, even with tariff impacts, probably a better quarter for Mattel come the next quarter.
And one that Adair keeps her eyes on a lot, Novo Nordisk board resigns. Oh no, after a foundation clash. Let's talk about it. So all independent directors, including the board chair, will resign in November after a power struggle with the Novo Nordisk Foundation, which controls, guys, 70% of the voting rights, separating voting rights from ownership rights here. The foundation plans to replace the board with a new slate led by Lars Reben Sorensen, the company's former CEO, who held the position from 2000 to 2016. So he's got quite a bit of experience there. He said there's no agreement between the current board and the foundation over the extent of a planned board overhaul, prompting a full resignation outright. The move, Joey, just comes 2 months after the new CEO, Mike Dutstar, took over in August, adding to the company's leadership instability. Pardon me, the foundation, Joey, they wanted a comprehensive renewal of the board. The current members resisted, citing a lack of consultation with other shareholders. As a result, sources described the communication as unilateral and without warning. They did fall, the shares, that is, about 1.6% after the announcement. But we know that NVO will hold, an extraordinary shareholders meeting. It's going to be on the 14th of November. So if you're invested in this name, like a lot of us are, you definitely need to keep your eye on this. GLP-1s have been big lately. Yep. The shareholder meeting on the 14th is going to confirm the new board. The new CEO said he won't serve as chairman for more than 3 years, suggesting this is a transitional period. The reshuffle, though, Joe, follows a 9,000 employee layoff plan and continued production challenges with the company's weight loss drug, Wegovy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there it is, guys, down 64% off of those June 24 highs. Again, these guys are talking about the layoffs, and I don't know if it was the lack of demand within the drug, but it's going to actually affect the GDP of the country, which I think is absolutely absurd. With that being said, Sharif, 64.5%. No thank you to Novo Nordisk.
That's insane. That's a hell of a pullback right there, man. That's
is that even a pullback? That's like
that's a secular bear trend.
Yeah,
I mean, 64%. That's I mean, if that's not secular, I don't know what it is.
I don't know, man. Like,
that's ridiculous. That's unbroken.
Yeah,
unbroken.
To this day.
To this day. All right.
Yes. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Guys, I know Joe options. Everybody's tagging me about the options of the options. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. My quotes are working over here. If I could, I would, but that's not necessarily the case. So just be patient. I'm sure they'll be up and running momentarily. Guys, I'll be doing the afternoon rundown. After that, I'll be sitting at the desk for some time. If you want me to check out any form of quotes for you, just tag me, obviously, in the chat, and I'll do my best. But again, you don't want to be buying them. I know I don't control this chain, Sports and Stocks. Again, if it's not working, guess what? Hopefully tomorrow will be up. So don't be too worried. Hopefully, if you guys are in positions, you can get out of them.
All right, Adara, Novo Nordisk, the board resigning all at one time. What do you make of this whole thing?
Interesting story. This happened. I remember seeing headlines for this yesterday, fairly early here in the morning. So interesting look. Yeah, the more you read about this, the more you just kind of realize there was just, as you mentioned, there are fundamental disagreements between the board and the foundation. Now, this new individual here, Lars Reben Sorensen, he should be an interesting choice. And it's interesting, too, even after the clash, he made comments and he said, well, hopefully we still have shareholders after this and shareholders still trust us. So that is kind of a rough look. But, I mean, it makes sense. You're going to turn to a former CEO to turn things around, similar to what United Health did with Stephen J. Helmsley when they brought him back. I mean, this is not obviously a CEO position. He's going to be on the board. But it makes sense as they're in this, as you mentioned, transitional period. I think someone who knows the company pretty well is likely the right person to right the ship. Let's see if that ship can be righted, though, because as you guys mentioned, stock performance certainly has not been good. And I think the fact that they're a European play versus Eli Lilly in America, especially with these tariff concerns for European, or I guess for, healthcare companies in general, that could end up hurting them too.
Let's go on to the last one here. GLD, gold pulls back after a record run amid global market jitters. I know we got sent to the next show, but gold has been selling off for a few days, so let's talk about this. Global equities slipped today, as they did yesterday, as investors took profits and reassessed, I should say, stretch valuations, Joey, following a very strong run-up in recent weeks. A planned President Trump-President Putin summit was put on hold, while uncertainty surrounding the Trump-Xi meeting coming out in APEC is weighing on sentiment. We suffered a 5% drop on Tuesday, marking the largest single-day decline in months despite no clear catalyst. I think we're trading at 40,086 right now on the continuous contract. The metal had previously gained over 50% year-to-date, really fueled by geopolitical tensions and expectations of Fed rate cuts. I would submit to you another reason that central banks are becoming weary of holding on to the U.S. dollar as its reserve currency for a couple of reasons. One, because they don't want the dollar weaponized against them in the same way that it was weaponized against Russia through the SWIFT system. And secondly, President Trump has made his goal very clear that he wants a weaker U.S. dollar to stem or to buoy exports, Joey. So we're getting a pullback here, 4,400 triple top. What do you think?
I mean, the Chinese have been grabbing gold hand over fist, essentially. We've seen that exponential
we know that
growth.
For a fact.
Yeah. So, I mean, a pullback is warranted. Look at the move. Look at the run that it's been on as of late. Is that sustainable? I don't care what commodity, asset, whatever it is. I don't think it is. And we talked in the likes of so many strong names. When you go parabolic like that and you're just up, bang, just like as quick as you like from August there, 33% roughly, or whatever it may be, 30%, you're going to get a pullback. And I think a lot of people, including myself, I'm not going to speak for anyone, I want to get involved in gold. Why would you not want to? I'm considering digital gold isn't really doing what we wanted.
Yeah, and it's nice to have like your hand in a couple of cookie jars. Exactly. You don't really have to hedge or to put all your eggs in one basket, I should say.
Exactly.
Adira, any comments on the recent volatility in gold?
I don't think there's I mean, it's volatile, right? I think that's the key thing here. It's interesting, too, with the government shutdown, we know there potentially was thoughts of, okay, maybe we'll have this switch into these safe haven assets, but Bitcoin's been struggling, gold's been struggling, so that didn't necessarily behave how we thought it was going to, I guess, especially as the shutdown continues. But yeah, I was seeing earlier, this is actually poised to be gold's worst two-day streak since 2013. The extent of this